all season long. Biodiesel, fueling the Big Red mile after mile. Brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers and the Soy Checkoff.
Whether the morning grind hits hard, or you're in the car with hungry kids, or the midnight cravings kick in, Amigos Snack Wraps save the day. With crispy chicken and your choice of bold flavored sauces like ranch or buffalo ranch, Amigos has wrapped up the perfect anytime snack. And at just $2.99, they're easy on your wallet. Amigos is here for your next snack attack, bringing you the flavor. Snack happy with new chicken snack wraps at Amigos.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
Forsyth Insurance, your insurance supermarket. Forsyth Insurance, serving Lincoln for over 60
The Wolverines host Washington and their first ever block cancer game presented by Michigan Medicine Roble Cancer Center. For fans in attendance, be sure to pick up your sign when heading to your seat, because at the end of the first quarter, there'll be a block cancer recognition to show support to those impacted by cancer. So get your sign pregame on Saturday, October 18th, and join in as we work to block cancer. Michigan and USC coming up. Welcome back to the pregame show, which is presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Jason Avant and Jack Miller standing by. But first, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Wolverines and Trojans getting some final warm-ups in here at the Coliseum. Jason Avant down field level. Per usual, Jason, USC loaded with skill weapons offensively, a great quarterback in Jaden Maiava. Your thoughts on what you see from the Trojans offensively?
Yeah, they can get after it. It's one of those things where Jaden Maiava can run it, he can pass it, and he has a great offensive coordinator, head coach in Lincoln Riley, who has 3 Heisman Trophy winners and has so much success developing quarterbacks. And you can definitely tell that when he plays the position. However, I think that he puts the ball in harm's way more than it suggests. He has 11 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, but he throws a lot of hospital balls. Guys are falling on their necks and on their heads because he'll throw it in coverage no matter what. And sometimes he gets predictable and predetermines his throw. So I think we can capitalize on that.
Yeah, well, Jason, on top of that, he hasn't been pressured a whole lot this season, right? So if we can get after him, hit him a few times, get guys in his face so it disrupts his ability to time it out with those wide receivers, it could make a huge difference. They're lethal in the passing game. They've been running the ball good, but they have not seen a defense like this Michigan defense. If we can get after him, disrupt him a little bit, and shake him up, we play a physical style of football. That's not what they're used to. That's going to be a key for us.
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon, their number one receiver, has 35 catches, right? And anybody else, everyone behind him, 13 for Jacoby Lane, 12 for McCree. So that's the guy that we have to stop, Mekhi Lemon. He's very explosive.
Yeah, Lemon, Lane, and McCree all 17 yards a catch or more. Jack, feels like opportunities can be had for Michigan's offense here against USC's defense.
Yeah, I mean, the playbook should be open. We should be able to run the ball. The defense from USC is they look the part, but they don't have that physical nature to them. They struggle at defensive tackle. Should be able to get the running game going, and then that opens up the pass game. We've seen Andrew Marsh come on. We've seen McCauley play well throughout the season. Let's see if the tight ends can get in the mix a little bit today. I think this offense has a real opportunity to open it up, and you don't want to get into a shootout style of play, but hey, listen, we have the weapons. If it comes down to that, we should be able to capitalize.
Jason, your thoughts?
Yeah, when it comes to USC's defense, I believe that they struggle tackling the ball. You saw that with Fagan last week, the running back for Illinois, was able to take a simple swing screen, 64 yards for a touchdown. Looks like guys were reluctant to get off blocks and taking bad angles. So that's something that Michigan can capitalize on. Also in our receiving game, if we can get the ball to Donovan McCulley, they have a couple young cornerbacks and redshirt freshmen and Williams and Braylon Conley. They struggle mightily against Illinois, gave up a lot of big plays. So I think we can attack them when it comes to running the ball, getting it in space, and also throwing it up to Donovan McCulley. Those are some ways that we can get them. Be careful of Eric Gentry and Fitzgerald, 18 and 19. Those two guys cause havoc on the defensive end with interceptions and tackles for loss and sacks.
Yeah, Fitzgerald leads the team with 3 picks. Gentry, their leading tackler. We'll ask the guys what they think we'll be talking about in postgame as we continue here on the pregame show, brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Win with UMCU. Score a financial touchdown with the University of Michigan Credit Union's Go Blue checking account and get your exclusive Block M debit card for the extra point. UMCU's Go Blue checking account comes with no minimum balance, no hidden fees, and with the Block M debit card, you can show off your maize and blue wherever you go. Join today, Michigan fans. Visit umcu.org. That's umcu.org. UMCU is insured by NCUA.
When people yell, "Go Blue," most people think of the Michigan Wolverines. Hail to the victors, the maize and blue. But what does Go Blue mean in the liquor store? It means go for a long drink. Go for the blue can with undefeated flavor. A refreshing mix of citrus, sparkling soda, and a kick of real liquor. So go blue. Then go blue. For the Wolverines, we mean long drink. Proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. 5.5% alcohol by volume. Gin with natural flavors. Copyright 2024. The Long Drink Company, Carmel, Indiana. Please enjoy responsibly.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Charles Woodson down the sideline. He's gonna go all the way.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Introducing Celsius, the energy you need for Michigan football. Pop open a can of Celsius and experience a refreshing taste made with proven ingredients, zero sugar, and essential vitamins, helping you keep up with every play and celebration. Whether you're in the big house or cheering from your couch, Celsius keeps you energized for every quarter. Find Celsius at a retailer near you or at Celsius.com. Celsius. Live fit. Go.
The Wolverines are out west for a road matchup with USC. And today's broadcast is presented by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
All right, we got a few folks who can see the future. Jason Mount, what are we going to be talking about post-game today?
I think we're going to be talking about the offense. I'm right by the band, you guys. We're going to be talking about the offense and how explosive they are, scoring over 30.
Yeah, Jason, I think you're right. I think it's a big win for Michigan. I just get a sense that, coming out here a day early, they look crisp, they look sharp. I think they're ready to go. This is a big statement game for Michigan to come on the road, come out here with a win. I think we're the more physical team. I think we're the better team. I think Michigan by 2 touchdowns.
Brash beats Flash. We'll see if it happens. Rob Joyce will update you on some wild scores in the rest of the top 25 into the Big Ten as we continue here on the pregame show presented by Morgan & Morgan. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Proud partner of the University of Michigan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48226.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Hail to the victors. This is Wolverines football from Learfield.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
We just kind of knew from the beginning that we were family.
They showcased a sense of love that I never had before. I mean, he's not only my parent, like he's like my best friend.
At the end of the day, it's all been worth it. I wouldn't change a thing about our lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
It may not be the Rose Bowl, but there's something special about seeing the maize and blue of Michigan on the same field as the USC Trojans. As we get ready for this important Big Ten game, let's say hello to Andy Hetzel from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan.
Hi, Doug. It was great when USC came to Ann Arbor last year. The history and tradition of these two programs playing each other on the West Coast is really special.
Andy, as you've told Michigan fans, there's nothing like the mission of Blue Cross. It is unique in the ways it benefits those who are most in need of help with health care. Considering the conversations we've had about affordability, that mission seems even more important.
It absolutely is, Doug. A big part of our efforts is a grant program called Strengthening the Safety Net. For more than 20 years, Blue Cross has provided funding to support clinics that provide free or low-cost medical, dental, and behavioral health care services to people who are uninsured or underinsured. And that's critically important for people who otherwise don't have access to care nearby or can't afford it at all.
That safety net, supported by Blue Cross, keeps people from falling through the cracks in the healthcare system. And the program you mentioned has helped with more than 250,000 Michigan residents who have received essential care, regardless of their ability to pay.
Doug, care made possible through Strengthening the Safety Net programs has meant more than 2 million doctor visits. And that's reduced unnecessary emergency room visits by 400,000, which has resulted in $200 million in savings across Michigan's healthcare system.
Andy, when you talk about savings, you're talking about upstream costs in the healthcare system that are avoidable and don't end up downstream in our insurance health premiums and copays. But healthcare is personal, and for Michigan residents served by safety net clinics, that care can be life-changing.
Doug, Strengthening the Safety Net helps people get the care they need, takes away worry, and helps keep people healthier. And it prevents costs in our system from impacting our insurance premiums. It's a win-win-win.
Wolverine fans, you can learn more at mibluedaily.com/affordability. Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Doug. Go Blue.
7:36 Eastern, kick from Los Angeles, Michigan and USC. Rob Joyce with you in the network studios with our first look at the scoreboard. Wild day in the Big Ten. The mid-afternoon slate is just wrapped up. The big one in Eugene, a top 10 clash. Indiana on the road in Eugene knocks off Oregon 30-20. A stunning final in Happy Valley. Penn State's free fall continues. Northwestern shocks the Nittany Lions 22-21, handing Penn State a third straight loss. And Nebraska used a late touchdown to go to Maryland and come out on top 34-31. Earlier this afternoon, Ohio State went on the road to Illinois, won 34-16. That was a top 25 matchup. 3 Illini turnovers. UCLA's resurgence continues, going to East Lansing, cruising past Michigan State 38-13. Spartans now 0-3 in the league. Night slate just kicked off at Camp Randall for the Heartland Trophy between Wisconsin and Iowa. No score. Hawkeyes have won 3 straight in the series. Still to come, kicking alongside our game in Minneapolis, Minnesota goes up against Purdue. Some notable top 25 games today. Red River, number 6, Oklahoma lost for the first time this year, falling to Texas 23-6 at the Texas State Fair. And earlier today, number 8, Alabama outlasted 14th ranked Missouri in Columbia 27-24. Again, Michigan and USC in a few minutes. Coming up next on the pregame show presented by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of Michigan Athletics. We'll get the thoughts of head coach Sharon Moore. He chats with Doug next. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield.
Lions fans have even more to cheer about with the new Detroit Lions games from the Michigan Lottery. Featuring a roster of fan favorites, instant ticket, pull tab, fast cash, and online play, you could win prizes up to $500,000. With the new Detroit Lions games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Kickoff is moments away. So now let's hear from the Wolverines head coach. With Sharon Moore, here's Doug Karsh.
Michigan and USC. And, Coach, let's start with a phone call you had earlier in the week with the legendary Nick Saban. How did this come about? What did you guys talk about?
I mean, I try to reach out to some of the best ones that ever do it, every so often, Try to talk to Coach Carr every so often and get tidbits and things that I just think as a head coach and a guy that's been doing it, for 2 years now versus guys that have done it for a long, long time. It'd be a fool of me not to reach out for great advice from guys like that. And, I try to call him every so often and really just talking about, how to coach teams in victories and in defeats, just the differences. And is there a difference? I know there really isn't. And he kind of reiterated the same thing and really talking about just harping on little details. So all the things that we've been echoing, he kind of stamped and confirmed. The biggest thing I took away from it was just continuing to elevate your standard and elevate who you are. And you might have a good practice or a good game, but that doesn't really affect what the future's like. And I think we've had a good week of preparation and really followed in on those terms.
All right, well, we got another one of these helmet games, 2 classic blue blood programs. Do these things have a lot of juice for you? Does it fire you up?
Yeah, I mean, I think, one, just being able to play in these big-time games, whether it's a night game, noon game, whatever it is, but be able to play against a historic program like USC in the Coliseum, in this great place is going to be something. It's going to be epic. It's going to be fun. I remember my conversation last year with Lincoln before we played him. It was his first time in the big house, and he was just like, man, this is awesome. Like, how cool is this? I'm like, I know, it's crazy. And, like, to be in this situation and do this. So it's going to be awesome to play in that big atmosphere and play a really good football team.
All right, well, a week ago you told us look out for Andrew Marsh, and he came through. Let's just talk about the results you saw of the competition created in the wide receiver room.
I think it elevated the player, guys. You saw Donovan McCulley. You saw Andrew Marsh. Another guy that keeps pushing is Jamar Browder, young kid. He's got size, got speed, got ability. So we keep elevating him. And Samar's probably had his best week of practice. He had drops in the past game, but he also did some really good things after his drop. He went ahead 5 more catches and made an impact in the game. So, those guys are all pushing each other in all different ways. Donovan had another great week of practice. So did Andrew Marsh, but Jamar Browder's probably the guy that next up to watch out for.
All right, your offensive line, you're getting guys back. Gio El-Hadi is back, the captain. How do you foresee the offensive line shaking out tonight?
Yeah, Evan will start at left. Gio will be left guard. Kripp will still stay at center. Jake Granero start at right guard and Andrew Sprague at right tackle. Those guys took a lot of pride in what happened last week. They felt like they didn't have their greatest performance. And when that happens, off of a win, it's really good to fix those, right? So really humbled, took the day, 24 hours to process it. And Tuesday's practice might have been our best Tuesday practice we had. Wednesday's practice was close, wasn't as sharp, but the intensity, the physicality was there. I felt like the week has been really great. So look forward to seeing what it produces on the field.
All right, Bryce Underwood pre-snap. Where's Bryce Underwood now, halfway through the season, as opposed to where he was before the season?
Yeah, it's a different person. Being able to do it in practice versus in games in front of hundreds of thousands and millions watching, it's very different. And he's taken his game. He's just gotten better every week. He processes even better every week. So, feel like the plan is a great plan in place to help him be the playmaker that he is.
All right, what are some of the keys to moving ball against this USC defense?
I mean, one, we got to be physical. We have to overpower. We have to outwill them. We have to strain more than them from a physicality standpoint to run the ball and to pass the ball, because they're going to be physical in the passing game. They're going to play man covers. They're going to play press. They're going to put hands on the receivers. So we talked about physicality all week. It's not just with the offensive line. It's with the offensive line. It's with the receivers. It's with the tight ends. Everybody has to be physical and be aggressive in their play. To do that, we have to be patient because we're not going to get everything we want in every play. So that's going to be a huge piece.
More with Coach when we continue. This is Michigan Football from Learfield.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits. We have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is a place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
Michigan fans, kickoff is right around the corner, and Buddy's, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946, has the best corners in the game. With its iconic square shape and crispy, crunchy corners, Buddy's is a proud partner of Michigan athletics. Handcrafted daily with Wisconsin brick cheese, fresh toppings, and sauce on top. Whether you're tailgating at the Big House or watching from the best seat in your house, start game day off right with Buddy's. Get 10% off your order right now at buddyspizza.com with promo code 10OFF.
We're back with more from head coach Sharon Moore. Once again, here's Doug Karsh.
Let's get into the USC offense here a little bit. One of the best in the country statistically. What stands out?
Everything. Starter with the quarterback, Maava. He does a really good job of distributing the ball. He's got great touch, great feel, and he's mobile. The offensive line is big. They're all athletic. They do a good job of pulling guys, running zone, running gap schemes. Both the running backs are really good. They're a little different, right? Two's a little bit different than one. Two's more patient. One's the explosive. He can take it to the house, but so can two. Then their skill guys, tight ends are good. And then the receivers, Mekhi Lemon might be the best receiver besides Jeremiah Smith in the country. So it's going to be a big challenge for us today. And but our defense has definitely prepped and practiced well to get ready for it.
So you mentioned Mekhi Lemon, the young corners, all your corners. Are they ready for this challenge?
Yeah, we got to be ready. So I feel like the plan is really good to help us contain him. He's going to make plays. So is Jacoby Lane. They're going to make plays, but we've got to eliminate the big ones.
And, of course, having Rod Moore back helps a ton. Was there anything more gratifying than last Saturday seeing the plays he made?
I mean, the only thing more gratifying was the pick when he made there was watching him make that pick against Ohio State. Just having him back is awesome. It's irreplaceable as a person, as a leader, and he's a coach on the field.
Well, the other thing about their offense is you got a guy you call the Wizard, Wink Martindale. Yeah. His preparation for every opponent, but specifically this one, what is Wink emphasizing?
Tackling in space, obviously hitting the quarterback. He loves to hit the quarterback. And we will, pressures from different angles. But the pressures might look different than it has the past couple of weeks because it's going to have to be a different type of game. And he does a really good job of getting them all ready.
Let's talk a little bit about special teams because they can play a huge factor in a game like this, starting with your punt coverage. You guys have done a very good job pinning opponents deep.
Yeah, operation's been good. Hudson Hollenbach has done a really good job of placing the ball where it needs to be and having correct air time. And then our gunners start the coverage. They start the net, which has been great, and everybody's just been playing fast. And we got great players on there because we know that's an important piece of the puzzle.
And Samaj last week, the longest punt return of the season. Is that group ready to break one?
Yeah, I think so. it's going to take time. You got to be patient with the punt returns because there could be games where it's all fair catches. There be games you get one, but there's a chance to break one, and we got to be patient and field the right ones.
You mentioned Zavada earlier in the year that you just don't talk to him. You let him be. Missed another field goal last week. Was that an operation issue?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of both. There was a snap. The ball got down, so you still got to make it. So those are two things that you got to fix. They've been great all week. Looks like it's been clean operation, clean kicks. I think on Tuesday practice, he might have hit one from like 60 with everybody out there at the end of practice and ended in a great place. So, but we just got to be consistent. We got to be consistent and really harp on the little things.
Coach, good luck.
Appreciate it.
Michigan and USC coming up. Kickoff straight ahead. You're listening to Michigan Football from Learfield.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of the University of Michigan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48226.
Chrysler Center is the place to be on Sunday, October 19th, as Michigan Volleyball welcomes in traditional Big Ten power Nebraska. Fans can enjoy a pregame Volley Fest on the concourse with stations for photos, posters, and face tattoos leading up to the match at 2 o'clock. For your tickets, head to mgoblue.com/tickets. That's mgoblue.com/tickets to support Michigan Volleyball against Nebraska on Sunday, October 19th at 2 o'clock.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the field, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Michigan and USC. This is vintage college football.
You're talking about two of the biggest brands in all of college football, and really all of the sport. The fight songs are iconic. The helmets are iconic.
That USC helmet, you're going to see the winged helmet from Michigan out there.
This is what I came here for, to be able to play in big games like this.
Once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so making sure that our team is attacking it and staying together.
Guys are trying to play for each other, and I think they don't want to let each other down.
They're a great football team, so that will be a great test for us and them. We're in the Big Ten play now, and it's do or die, and we have to perform. It'll be a playoff game, and we'll be able to see where we stand after that game.
Michigan Football is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of Michigan athletics. By the Michigan Lottery. For fun, for schools. Your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Coke Zero Sugar. Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar because fan work is thirsty work. And by Don'tRegretTheBet.org. Helpful tips to play it smart when you gamble from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Once again with national champion John Jensen, here's Doug Karsh.
Getting you set for the 12th meeting between Michigan and USC here in the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. They played football here since 1923. They are sold out, 77,500, many clad in maize and blue. There's been a Super Bowl here. There's been a World Series here. There's been Olympics here. There's been a NASCAR race here. And now we are here. Doug Karsh, John Jansen, and the Michigan football team for the first time in 68 years. John, you ready?
I am. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. It's the two programs, the two uniforms, the helmets, it's the fan bases, but it's also, for Wolverine fans that have never seen a game here, you and I both a part of them in regards to the Coliseum. It's a bucket list item, and the excitement continues to build of what's at stake tonight, especially after what we've seen in college football today.
What's not unusual is Michigan and USC playing in Southern California. They have done so 8 times up the road in Pasadena. That is the most common matchup of any Rose Bowl opponents, Michigan and USC, 8 times. This is Tailback U. They got the Trojan Horse Traveler down there. The Spirit of Troy marching band playing Fight On. We are fired up. Of course, the Wolverines won a year ago in Ann Arbor. 27-24 behind 159 yards on the ground from Kalel Mullings, 2 touchdowns. Only 32 yards passing from Michigan in that game. I expect more. I expect more tonight. I expect more maybe on the first series tonight.
I was going to say, the opening drive should surpass that margin. And that's really what makes, there's so much that makes this team different than what we saw last year. And it's the same thing for USC. They're very different than they were last year. But to be able to throw the ball and have that threat downfield, whether it's, McCulley, or we're talking about Andrew Marsh, there's just so many more differences. And the passing attack that we saw last week, hopefully they're able to build upon that going into this game.
Well, the Trojans are led by head coach Lincoln Riley, his 9th year as a collegiate coach. 85-25 is his record, but here in year 4 at USC, 30-15. They are 4-1 this year. They had a bye last week. They lost at Illinois the week before. Some words started to show a little bit defensively for this Trojan team, but the marquee is their quarterback, Jordan Mayava, and this offense.
It is, and I mean, that's, when you think about USC, you kind of always thought about their offense, and I know Mayava had a chance at the end of last year to get some playing experience. He's very familiar with this offense, and you're seeing really the full complement of a Lincoln Riley offense because he's got a quarterback that he feels confident can operate the entirety of it.
Wolverine defense will be challenged by a passing attack that is one of the best in the country. In the meantime, Michigan's defense, rushing defense, ranks number 7 in the nation, number 3 in the Big Ten, allowing just 77 yards per game. Last week against Wisconsin, they had just 7 yards rushing in the second half. Michigan has been very good forcing turnovers as they have won in every game this year. Wolverines' turnover margin is +6 on the season as the Trojans take the field out of the tunnel down to our left in their traditional crimson uniforms with the gold pants and, of course, the iconic Trojan on the side of the helmet. As far as Michigan, of course, year 2 for Sharon Moore, 11-6 is his record. The Wolverines coming off that 24-10 win over Wisconsin. And Sharon this week said, look, we have an animal in the backfield in Justice Haynes who should be up for the Heisman. 5 weeks in a row, he's had 100 yards rushing each of the games he has played this year. The record is 8, by the way, by Blake Corum. Sharon Moore compared him to DeMarco Murray, who was an All-American at Oklahoma, played with Sharon, spent 7 years in the NFL, and was the 2014 NFL Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, this is an offense that Michigan is operating right now. And obviously, Justice Haynes, the identity of this offense, the identity of this football program is always going to be to be able to run the ball. But Justice Haynes right now leads the Big Ten in rushing. He leads it by 120 yards. Number 2 absolutely happens to be on the other sideline. But it really comes down to, can Michigan control the line of scrimmage? And that is to be able to run the ball, but also to be able to protect Bryce Underwood.
These wide receivers, boy, they are something else for the Trojans. Number 6, Mekhi Lemon. He's their leading guy. Lincoln Riley likes to get creative with him. He works hard. He's consistent. Also, Jacoby Lane. They are an explosive duo. A couple of taller wide receivers and some of their younger players. But in the backfield, Wayman Jordan, the Hutchinson Junior College transfer, the 2024 Junior College Player of the Year. He does a good job of running with patience. Had some fumble issues, twice fumbling on opening possessions this year against Georgia Southern and Illinois. And to hear the boos cascade down, although some cheers as well. Michigan well represented. The Wolverines coming out of the tunnel to our left in the road white jerseys, of course, a traditional winged helmet, and it is a blue pants game for the Maize and Blue.
Yeah, I had a chance to travel out yesterday. A lot of people coming into LA, a lot of people coming into Orange County just to be able to see this game. And there's a huge alumni base here in Southern California, so a lot of people very excited. I don't know, USC being in the Big Ten seems odd, but with as much alumni as we have here, I know there's a lot of people that are excited that Michigan will be playing USC more regularly.
Let's go down to the field for the coin flip. Speaking for the Wolverines will be the senior captain.
Bienvenidos al Coliseo de Los Angeles. Michigan, you're the visitor. You will call the toss. That is a head. That is tail. Heads, tails. What is your call? Tails. I'm going to toss it. We're going to let it hit the ground. Michigan, you have won the toss. You've deferred.
You heard the Wolverines won the toss. They will defer to the second half. In the meantime, we've had a lot of fun this year with our guy, Jason.
Michigan has won the toss, has elected to defer their choice to the second half. USC will receive to start the game. Let's have some fun.
Had a lot of fun with our guy, Jason Avant. And Jason, this season, where you have gotten to be on the field down there at Oklahoma and Nebraska and now USC, quite an atmosphere, huh?
Yeah, I am super excited to see the game here. I've never played here, always wanted to. So they're fulfilling my childhood memories. And it's been everything that I've hoped for, just walking through the stadium area, going to the Michigan tailgate. These guys are ready to play. Great weather, 77 degrees. What more can you ask for?
Well, we can ask for a Michigan win, and the Wolverines will start on defense, setting the defense for Michigan. Up front, Jayshawn Barham, Rayshawn Benny, Damon Payne, Trey Pierce, and Derek Moore. The linebackers are Ernest Hausman and Jimmy Rolder. We expect to see more of Rod Moore. We'll see if he starts in the secondary along with Brandon Hillman, Jair Hill. We'll see if Zeke Berry is starting at the other corner spot. For USC, a real question about their left tackle, Elijah Page. Will he go? Game time decision. We'll look for big number 72 out there. Also on the front line for the Trojans, Tobias Raymond at left guard. John Ray Reed, a transfer from Syracuse, is playing at center for the injured Killian O'Connor. Olani Noah at right guard, and Justin Tuanuo is the right tackle. The wide receivers we mentioned, Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane. The tight end is a big play player in Lake McCree. He averages over 20 yards per reception. In the backfield, Wayman Jordan, who we talked about, and Jaden Mayava is the quarterback. Yards per completion, he leads the country at 16.2. Passing yards a game, second in the country, 317. Just one interception on the year.
It's going to be a huge challenge for this Michigan defense. It's a passing attack that they haven't seen yet with the tandem of receivers of Lemon and Lane. And then you pair that with a very effective rushing attack. Waymon Jordan coming out of nowhere, coming from a community college. This is an offense that we didn't necessarily expect preseason from USC.
Beckham Sunderland approaches the football and kicks it deep to King Miller, who will bring it out from a yard deep in his end zone. Across the 10 to the 15, bounces outside to the 25, and is knocked out of bounds right in front of the USC bench on the far side, right there at the 25-yard line. And as we look down at the Michigan defense, we do see that indeed Rod Moore is on the field.
Wow, it's so great to see him out there, and especially with so many young players in the secondary, such as Jaden Sanders. We've seen Jordan Young, and really everybody out there. Jair Hill is still a young corner. When you have that confidence that you can look back there and get a little bit of confirmation from your safety that, hey, yeah, we are lined up right, we're doing the right thing.
Got a delay as nobody picked up the tee for Michigan. And now they've got the kicking tee and removed it from the field. And here we go. Jaden Mayava, first snap will be in a shotgun. He's got Wayman Jordan behind him in a pistol formation. Wolverines showing a four-man front. Snap, handoff, Jordan. He's got a little bit of room over the right side, and he's met by Ernest Hausman after a gain of 3 and driven backwards. It'll be second down.
I mean, I don't know how many times we're going to say this, but when you watch Ernie Hausman, Jimmy Rolder, they're downhill linebackers. They can go sideline to sideline, and they're as fast as linebackers you're going to see across the country, but they want to be able to go downhill, and when you're eating up blocks with Rayshawn Benny and Damon Payne, they're going to be there. That's a 3-yard pickup, but that's a great play by Ernie.
From their own 28, second down and 7 for the Trojans. Mayava has the snap back to pass, lobs a little screen out here to Jordan, who's got some room across the 30, close to the first down. Zeke Berry falls on him at the 34-yard line. It'll be third and short for the Trojans.
Yeah, they're going to try and invite that pass rush. Jayshawn Barham thought he was going to get a clean shot on the quarterback, and they dump it off for, an 8-yard gain there by Wayman Jordan. And this is a defense that's going to have to swarm to the ball. Those playmakers, whether they're coming out of the backfield or from the receiver, these are guys that are very elusive.
3rd and 1 for the Trojans, and a shotgun is Mayava. Wayman Jordan is deep. They bring a man in motion. That's the tight end, Walker Lyons. Handoff up the middle. It's Jordan. He's got the first down across the 35 out to the 36-yard line, where he is stacked up. Move the change for the Trojans. Just underway and scoreless here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he picked up the first down, but not by a whole lot. That's a good front that he's running into there. Rayshawn Benny led the tacklers, and this is where that's the first 3rd down conversion. Not a lot went into that. It was just a straight downhill run, but this is where Michigan needs to be able to get off the field on 3rd down.
USC goes 4 wide here on this 1st and 10 from their own 36. Mayava Puts a man in motion. That is Jordan out of the backfield. Back to pass. Underneath. He's got his man Lemon. Across the 40. Out near midfield. And he is dropped at the 48-yard line by Jimmy Rolder. Another first down for the Trojans.
Not surprised to see a lot of quick passes. They're pretty much following the same game plan that Wisconsin had last week. Get the ball in and out of the quarterback's hands. They'll take more shots down the field, but they don't want to let this Michigan defense tee off on the quarterback.
USC going quickly. Michigan wasn't lined up. Back to pass Maeva. He's got a man down the seam. Caught. It's Walker Lyons inside the Michigan 35 down to the 31-yard line as the Trojans go quickly there and get a man open down the seam. A gain of 21.
Got to get set up. USC is going to play with tempo. They're going to get to the ball, they get to the line of scrimmage and snap it.
And they do snap it and hand it off to Jordan running left. He's got a little bit of room, and down to the 25-yard line is Wayman Jordan. Give him 6 yards there on first down.
Wink loves to rotate those guys in and out, and unless USC substitutes, if you're going to make that substitution, you got to get on the field. You got to hustle on and get lined up.
Eli Sanders now checks into the Trojan backfield for the first time. The transfer from New Mexico. And now they got a full house backfield with Maeva in a shotgun. They put Makai Lemon in motion from left to right. Snap, handoff, running left, and across the 20 down to the 18 is King Miller. Did not carry the ball. Check that. He carried it once for 6 yards there last time out. That is Dr. Dre's nephew on the carry.
Well, this USC offensive line did a nice job of pushing everything to the left, and then King Miller just did a nice little, hey, I'm going to cut back behind that momentum, pick up the first down.
1st and 10 from the Michigan 18-yard line. Trojans on this opening possession. 4 minutes in. Maeva in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Is going to roll out to his right, fire underneath to Eli Sanders to the 10, and knocked out of bounds at the Michigan 7-yard line by Rod Moore, the senior safety. And it's going to be a 1st and goal situation now. No, they're saying 2nd and 1. My apologies.
Biting on the fake, just got a little bit out of position, and when you throw that ball out there like that, you're going to get some of those offensive linemen that are going to be out in front.
They did give him the first down. I was right the first time. 1st and goal for the Trojans from the Michigan 6-yard line. They go empty backfield here. Now they'll shift the running back there. It's Wayman Jordan. And hand it off to Jordan running right. And he gets stacked up at about the 4. Fights down to the 3. And he is dropped there. It'll be 2nd and goal for USC.
That opening possession has really been tough for Michigan. They've done a great job of adjusting. I just wish they would make some of those adjustments on the opening drive, but we see that a lot, right? It's that scripted drive. They come out, and that offense has really looked at everything.
Now they're going to split out the quarterback Maeva and go direct snap here to Wayman Jordan, who takes the snap. He's going to run left patiently and get stacked up at the 2. Wolverines not fooled there. Cole Sullivan leading the Michigan tacklers. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, just trying to create doubt in that Michigan front. Hey, what are they doing with Maeva out? But that's really what it comes down to. Whether he's in there or not, whoever's taking the snap, you got to be able to win up front.
Maeva is pointing at the Michigan defense here on this 3rd and goal from the 2. Barks some commands. Big play here in the early going. Claps his hands, takes the snap, looking to his left, fires end zone, caught, touchdown, USC. It's Jacoby Lane, and the Trojans take the opening kick, 75 yards for an early score.
Jair Hill just got beat on the inside. And it was, receiver shows block, and then runs a little post route.
11 plays, 75 yards, over 5 minutes and 58 seconds. Ryan Seary on for the extra point. He's 28 for 28 on the year. Clean snap. Ball's placed down, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Well, an opening drive score for the Trojans. They lead at 7-0 here in Los Angeles. Wolverines will get the football for the first time when we continue. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Touchdown!
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go.
Run, James!
No. First base.
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
The wild-eyed Southern Boys return. 38 Special. With special guest Molly Hatchet. Saturday, November 8th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Tickets start at $39. On sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. 38 Special and Molly Hatchet. November 8th at Soaring Eagle Casino. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
He's got the speed. He's got room. He's going to score.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win. Got it. Let's go.
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field. Oh, it's gone.
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Meijer's the presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and a proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Wolverines get the football trailing 7-0, setting the offense. Evan Link at left tackle, Gio Hadi at left guard. He returns from injury. Greg Crippett at center, Jake Guanera at right guard, Andrew Sprague at right tackle. The wide receivers are Donovan McCulley and Andrew Marsh. If they go three wide, Samaj Morgan will get the call. Justice Haynes will start in the backfield. Marlon Klein at tight end, and Bryce Underwood, the true freshman, 77 of 130 on the year, 59.2%, 1,003 yards on the year through the air, 3 touchdowns with a 1 pick, 27 carries, 181 yards. He averages 6.7 yards per carry, and he has 3 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, the impressive thing about Bryce is when you're talking about a freshman quarterback, especially in environments that he's played in, just 1 interception. He's done a really nice job of making good decisions and not putting the ball in jeopardy.
Ryan Sairi will kick off for the Trojans. Andrew Marsh standing on his own goal line as the Wolverines will move from left to right. 7-0 USC as this kick will sail into the end zone 5 yards deep. Marsh will let it go over his head, and Michigan will take over on the 25-yard line. The guy to watch out for on that SC defense, Eric Gentry, a 6'6" linebacker with a wingspan of 7 feet 2 inches. Amazing. Kamari Ramsey, number 7, a key player in their secondary.
Yeah, when you watch Gentry play, I mean, you see him. He's physically, he's an imposing figure, but he plays surprisingly quick, and with that type of wingspan, that type of range, a lot of batted balls.
Wolverines get the ball set in the middle of the field. Shotgun here for Bryce Underwood with 3 receivers, 2 split right, 1 to the left. And they'll go left quickly down the sidelines as he's looking for Donovan McCulley, incomplete near the 50 to Carlos Nicholson, the man in coverage there, the transfer from Mississippi State. It'll be second down as the Wolverines took a shot early.
I'm surprised, Jason, I'm surprised taking a shot on that sideline. When a receiver looks back from over there, I don't know if you could tell because you're obviously on our sideline. How difficult is it looking back into the sun?
No, you're absolutely right, John. I'm looking at the sun in that position right there. You will definitely see the sun. More catchable ball. Donovan can come down with it, though.
3 receivers split to the right. Now they put Marsh in motion from right to left. Haynes in the backfield. Back to pass is Bryce Underwood. He's going to dump it down to Justice Haynes. Has to make a man miss at the line of scrimmage. Gets a yard, call it 2 yards. But Marcellus Williams brings him down. It'll be 3rd and long for Michigan.
Well, another good decision by Bryce. Nothing on the first couple of reads. He knows he's got Justice as his outlet. comes back to him, picks up a couple of yards. Now, it's not necessarily a manageable 3rd and 8, but it could have been a lot worse.
Wolverines go 4 wide here on 3rd down and 8 from their own 27-yard line. Haynes in the backfield. Bryce Underwood trying to change the play here. He's got plenty of time on the play clock. Now claps his hands, takes the snaps, going to fire it out to Haynes. That might be a lateral. USC picks it up. Has there been a whistle? They're saying incomplete. Whew, that was close. Haynes couldn't bring it in, and it went to the turf. And for our angle, they could jump on that no matter what. But they did rule it incomplete, so Michigan going to be forced to punt.
Well, a tough set of downs, starting off with that pass, the incomplete pass to McCulley. No problem taking a shot down the field to begin with. I just wish it would have been on this sideline so you're not looking into the sun.
Hudson Holland back on to punt. He averages 43.3 per kick. Punt returner is Makai Lemon. Good punt. Lemon backs up and fields it at his 25. Running right, gets tripped up at the 28. Is that Joe Taylor again?
It's Joe Taylor.
It's Joe Taylor.
Yep.
Born to play special teams. USC will get the football back following a 48-yard punt and a 4-yard return. It's Trojans 7, Michigan nothing here in Los Angeles midway through the first quarter. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Honey, did you pay the rent this month? Because I just received a late notice.
Sorry, what's that?
Wait, are you gambling online again?
Me? No, not at all.
If managing the bills and your betting has become a challenge, self-excluding from online gambling or sports betting might be for you. Learn more at don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
He's hit as he throws, and it is intercepted! It's the Ohio native!
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor, official partner of Michigan Athletics. Whether you're tailgating or headed to the big house, Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor has the perfect vehicle for every fan. New or pre-owned, our team has a large inventory of vehicles ready for you today. And a special offer for Wolverine fans, receive a $1,000 discount and 3 years of maintenance on any new Lexus purchase when you mention this ad. Stop by Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor or get started at LexusVanArbor.com.
Progressive knows there are two things RV owners love: to travel and relax. And they like to take both nice and slow. Just like this commercial. And what's more relaxing than the peace of mind knowing their RV is protected by Progressive? Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Michigan football sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Whole health includes body and mind, and Blue Cross covers it all. From mental health resources to exercise routines, Blue Cross is ready to help. Learn more at bcbsm.com. Well, John, last week, Wisconsin, opening drive touchdown, scored 3 points the rest of the way. What did they punt 7 times, throw a pick and another punt?
Yeah.
Before they kicked a field goal late. So we'll see what Wink Martindale has up his sleeve here for this USC offense, who was very impressive on their opening possession, and they lead it here 7-0.
And what was impressive was the fact that they spread the ball around. Not one receiver caught more than one ball. They had 5 different receivers catch passes, from tight ends to running backs to wideouts. So, yeah, I mean, there's not really one thing that you could zero in on. You're just going to have to tighten some things up.
They got to do better on first and second down. They only had 2 third downs that last possession.
Wayman Jordan continues in the backfield behind Jordan Mayava, who takes the snap, back to pass, quick slant. He's got his man, Jacoby Lane, makes a man miss at the 35, out to the 38-yard line. The man who scored the touchdown for SC is close to another first down.
Yeah, and that was going to be a completed ball no matter what. It's a good route, nice quick throw. That ball is in and out of the hands of the quarterback quick. They don't want this pass rush to get home at all, but it's a missed tackle again. That should have been a 5-yard gain. Instead, there's 2 missed tackles on that play, which allowed him to pick up the 8 yards.
And that is not, as Jason said, winning on first down. Sets up second down and short. Maava with a full house backfield here. It's Jordan and King Miller. Maava takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Jordan running right, and he's buried close to the first down. It was Eno Etta in there for the Michigan defense, and I think he's short. It'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, but every time you get to 3rd and short so far, I mean, Jason just mentioned it. Hey, they were 2 for 2 on that first drive. USC's going to huddle up here, but, I mean, you're basically talking about, what, a foot and a half? 3rd and a foot and a half here?
It's about that, yes, from the USC 38-yard line. Shotgun here from Maava. Takes the snap, hands it off to Jordan, who's met in the backfield. He's fighting for it, and I think on the second effort he got it. Depends on the spot. Ooh, I like this spot, John. I thought he had it, but where they put the football down, this is going to be awfully close.
Yeah, boy, it's hard to tell from, I think they're calling it 4th down. Yep.
Wow, no, USC's going to go for it. Jayshawn Barham led the Michigan tacklers, and big play here.
About 7-8 inches.
We have whistle.
The previous plays being reviewed for the making of the line to gain.
Jason, I don't know if you had an angle on it down there. Do you think he potentially got the first down?
Well, initially I thought he got it on the second effort. On the second effort, it looks like he could have gotten it.
I'm looking at the replay. I actually think he was short now that I've seen it again. Hey, this close shave instant replay is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and a trusted value.
Last week we said there was no way they can overturn it, and they ended up overturning it, so I don't want to say anything.
I know, yeah. Last week they gave the first down to Michigan, then they turned it over. Now they're saying he came up short. We'll see what happens here. But, Doug, I think you're right after that, watching it as well. And that's really going to be what's important for Michigan is it's not – Jayshawn was the first one there, followed by I think it was Derek Moore that was in there as well. Brandon Hillman coming up in support.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of short of the line to gain is upheld. It is 4th down.
So now Lincoln Riley's is he going to roll the dice here from his own 38-yard line? 4th, and what'd you say?
About 6 inches.
6-7 inches. It's not.
Well, the offense is coming back onto the field, and let's keep in mind, hold your water, don't jump. It could be just an effort to get Michigan, give them a free first down. Maava from a shotgun. Wayman Jordan lined up to his right. They snap, they go, and we got a whistle.
They got 2 guys in motion.
Yes, they did.
Well, they call timeout right before the. Yeah.
Prior to the snap, first time out of the half, USC.
Let's pause 10 seconds.
Out on the field.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Lincoln Riley talking it over with his staff. Will they go for it? We'll find out next. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, exclusive freight partner of Michigan Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the passionate voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Wolverine fans, it's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, your official craft beer of Michigan athletics, has the perfect beers for your game day traditions. Founders has been brewing up high-quality, highly rated beers like All Day IPA, MI Pilsner, and their Mortal Bloom Hazy IPA right here in Michigan for over 25 years. Whether you're at the game, tailgating, or watching from home, there's nothing like enjoying a Michigan-made beer from Founders Brewing Company.
It will be a special day at the Big House on Saturday, October 18th, as the Wolverines host Washington and their first ever block cancer game presented by Michigan Medicine Roval Cancer Center. For fans in attendance, be sure to pick up your sign when heading to your seat, because at the end of the first quarter, there'll be a block cancer recognition to show support to those impacted by cancer. So get your sign pregame on Saturday, October 18th, and join in as we work to block cancer.
Wolverines, Trojans, two college football powers collide today in LA. And today's broadcast is presented by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
Doug Karst, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Got Rob Joyce in our studios. Brian Bush is anchoring our coverage. Bob Rossick, our statistician. Brady Wilson, our spotter today, and man, this is a huge play early if indeed USC is going to go for it, and it looks like that indeed is the case as they come out of the timeout from their own 38, looking at a 4th down and 6 inches. The Trojans lead at 7-0 here in Los Angeles. 6:03 to go first quarter. Wayman Jordan in the backfield off the right hip of Jordan Maiava. In a shotgun, 4th and short. Claps his hands. Wolverines flinch. Now they move Jordan from right to left. Hand it off to him in the backfield. He makes a man miss, and now he gets the corner in the first down to the 45. Breaks a tackle there and is driven backwards at the 49-yard line. Oh, they had him in the backfield, John.
They did. They were in position to make the play, and it's concerning the missed tackles, especially on a key play like that. 4th down, you got a chance to turn them over on downs. That would have been same as a fumble, same as an interception. You turn it over on our side of the field and give the offense great field position, but it was all for naught.
USC now 10 of 12 on 4th down this year. Maiava in a shotgun now, 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line, their own 49. Maiava back to pass, quickly out here to the near side to Jacoby Lane across the 45 and steps out of bounds in front of the Michigan bench down at the 43-yard line for a gain of 8.
They throw it out there, and they've got Walker Lyons, one of the tight ends, is out there doing a nice job of blocking up defensive backs. And those quick throws, there has been no chance to put any pressure on Maiava simply because every single throw has been within 5 or 6 yards of the line of scrimmage.
USC has 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers split wide right, 1 to the left. That's the running back, King Miller, out there. Empty backfield for Jaden Maiava, who takes the snap. Back to pass, looking right. Boy, he's got a man wide open at the Michigan 35 and hit hard at the 30 by Jimmy Rolder. It's Makai Lemon. And move the chains for the Trojans. Well, this offense so far is as advertised. They look good, and USC leading 7-0 into Michigan territory again with 4:20 to go.
I just don't understand the concept of that defense. They've got Brandon Hellman over the top, but there's nobody lined up on the slot.
Wolverines now showing a 5-man front. We see Dominic Nichols in there now. Young edge rusher. Maiava in a shotgun. King Miller getting a lot of action early. He's in the backfield. And he will take the snap, running right, and gets across the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 3 on 1st down.
A lot of man coverage there. On that one there, they have the tight end in the slot. And you got to always be aware of where McCree is. He's got big play potential. Cole Sullivan was on him that time, and they're moving Cole over as they move McCree over to the near sideline here.
Empty backfield again. 3 receivers split to the left, 2 to the right. Maiava in a shotgun now wants to slow things down and is going to move some receivers around. He's got 8 seconds on the play clock. Claps his hands, takes the snap. looking downfield, is going to lob one down the near sideline, and incomplete. Just off the fingertips of Jacoby Lane inside the 10. Jair Hill in coverage, and if he couldn't bring it, he's got size 5XL gloves, Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, I mean, those are some big paws, and you throw it up there and tell him to go get it. That ball was just out of his reach, and I thought Shug did a nice job of recovering on him and staying in his hip pocket, but it was there just about 6 inches too far.
3rd down and 7. Wolverines defense trying to get off the field. Empty backfield again for Maava. Wolverines showing blitz. Now they'll back out of it. Maava back to pass. Here comes the rush underneath. He's got his tight end. Across the 20. Inside the 15. The ball's out and the Wolverines have it. Taking the hit was Lake McCree, and Michigan comes up with it. A big turnover inside the 10. Was it Jair Hill?
It looked like number 20. That was Shug that laid the hit.
And Derek Moore came up with it. Am I wrong?
No, yeah, you're 100% right.
Ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down for Michigan. Timeout on the field.
Talking about getting a timely turnover right there.
Wolverines come up with a stop here in Los Angeles. They trail it 7-0, but have the football back inside their own 10 with 3:02 to go, first quarter. Let's go to the update desk and check in with our guy, Rob Joyce. Hey, Rob.
Hey, Doug. Busy day in the Big Ten. 2 games in progress right now. Iowa is all over Wisconsin at Camp Randall. 17-0. Hawkeyes lead, and Iowa has first and goal at the 4. That one's early in the second quarter. And Purdue on the road leads Minnesota 7-0 midway through the first. Everything else is a final. Every road team today in the Big Ten that's gone final has won. Top 10 till Indiana went to Oregon, pulled off the 30-20 victory. Northwestern handed Penn State a 3rd straight defeat. 22-21 Wildcats in Happy Valley, and Drew Aller left the game injured in the 4th. James Franklin said postgame it is a season-ending injury. Ohio State handed Illinois in a top 25 clash, loss 34-16. UCLA won its 2nd straight game, blasting Michigan State in East Lansing 38-13. And Nebraska 4 touchdown passes from Dylan Raiola, including the game winner late, slip past Maryland 34-31. Nationally going on right now, number 5, Texas A&M in a battle with Florida early on, 21-14, early second. Auburn has an early 7-0 lead on number 10, Georgia, on the Plains midway through the first. Finals, Texas knocked off 6th-ranked Oklahoma, 23-6, Sooners' first loss of the year. Early today, Alabama held off Missouri 27-24 in the only non-Big Ten ranked-on-ranked game of the day. So we'll keep tabs on those games still in progress. Give you the first half highlights from our game and more during the halftime show driven by Jermaine Alexis of Ann Arbor. For now, back to L.A. Doug, John.
Thank you very much. Michigan fans, choose chill and celebrate responsibly. 21 means 21. Coors Light, choose chill, 2025. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer. Wow, what a play there. Jair, Jason, that was a big-time hit. He put his shoulder into the ball carrier there, McCree.
Listen, he gave him all 195 pounds. Everything he had, he put in that hit.
And Michigan needed that momentum shift. They needed that change because right now this offense is operating for USC at a very high level. That was a nice play design. You get the lineman out in front. You get a couple of blocks. And he's rolling right down the field. Shug puts the hit on him. Derek Moore comes up with the fumble recovery. And now this Michigan offense takes the field. 3 passes in that first set of downs. Didn't go well for them. I would really like to see them establish that line of scrimmage. Protection was good. Every play, all the passes were incomplete, but you got to find a way to establish that run. I would look for them to do that now.
I think DeCarlos Nicholson is matching Donovan McCulley.
Well, he's got McCulley split out wide left. Bryce Underwood, who takes the shotgun snap and hands it off to Justice Haynes, who bounces it outside now near the hash mark. Fights out to the 13-yard line for a gain of 5 on first down. Good run there. His first carry of the ball game. That turnover takes Michigan's turnover margin to +7 this year, and that's a way to win a lot of football games.
It is. You turn that ball over, especially in situations like that, it'll give you a huge advantage.
2nd down and call it 6 here. Shotgun for Bryce Underwood. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Justice Haynes, who cuts back against the grain, out across the 20 for a first down, and he's knocked down there by Bishop Fitzgerald from his safety spot. Moved the chains. Michigan's first down of the game with 2:23 to go here, first quarter, down 7-0.
Great job by Marlon Klein on the backside. That ball is able to come back and be a successful run because Marlon Klein is aggressively trying to get across the front of that defensive end. Washing him down opens up that lane.
Snap, and they're going to roll out. Bryce Underwood looking downfield. It's going to fire underneath to Samaj Morgan, who's got it at the 25, right in front of the Michigan bench, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Nice gain there on first down.
I tell you what, Bryce right now, he's looking deep for Andrew Marsh. He'd love to get that one. The mid-range shot was to Donovan McCauley. Both of them were covered up, so he takes that easy out to Samaj. Nice play design to have all three options. One of them was going to be open. Samaj just happened to be the lucky recipient.
Underwood from a shotgun here on 2nd down and 3. Takes the snap. He's going to fire it quickly. Has it to Andrew Marsh across the 30, 35. The freshman out across the 40, battling for extra yards to the 43-yard line. Andrew Marsh, another Michigan first down, a gain of 16.
Wow, I tell you what, I really like the last couple of plays that Chip Lindsey has dialed up. Andrew Marsh kind of comes squirting out of there. Nobody's got an eye on him, and just an easy dump-off.
Wolverines going quickly. They hand it off to Justice Haynes, and he's bottled up in the backfield, fights forward to the 45-yard line. Give him 2.5 on first down.
Yeah, USC's had struggles on the edge. When you throw that bubble screen out there to Andrew Marsh, the two outside guys don't tackle well, and they don't get off blocks well.
Interesting, Michigan using the pass here early to set up the run in Los Angeles. Inside a minute to go, first quarter, it's 7-0 Trojans. Bryce Underwood in a shotgun from his own 45. Takes the snap, back to pass. He's got time, fires, caught Andrew Marsh in USC territory, close to the first down. I think he's got it. Marcellus Williams on the stop right there. Wow, that was a fastball from Bryce Underwood.
That's a long throw across the field. And I tell you what, Jason, you got to be happy the young player knows where the sticks are, runs that route right to him.
Yeah, he's a player.
1st and 10, Michigan going quickly. Handoff Justice Haynes up the middle, and he's inside the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Give him 4 yards on first down on what will be the final play of the first quarter. It was all USC early. Michigan gets a big turnover, and now the Wolverines are driving. 7-0 Trojans as we head to the second quarter. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
When I smoke weed, I get lost in the music. I like to isolate each instrument. The rhythmic bass, the harmonies on the piano, the sticky melody.
Hey, careful, babe. There's someone crossing the street.
Sorry, I didn't see him there.
If you feel different, you drive different. Don't drive high. It's dangerous and illegal everywhere. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Cars, John Jansen back here in Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Jason Avant down on the field. Hey, when you're out of town and want to keep up with live college sports, be sure to download the free Varsity Network app, available for both Apple and Android. Listen to College Sports Live with the Varsity Network app, and we'd love to hear where people are listening from. We'd like to read your tweets, so make sure you tweet us at MGoBlueRadio. MGoBlueRadio. Tell us where you're listening, and we'll try to get to some of those a little bit later in our broadcast. And you got to like what you're hearing more of late. As Michigan, they're on the brink of going down 2 scores. Jair Hill sparks the Michigan team with a big hit to force a turnover, and now the Wolverines are driving.
And, I mean, the nice thing about it, going back to that fumble, is, yeah, obviously forcing that fumble, but it's the fact that there were Wolverines around it. They were swarming to the ball. And, I mean, it was going to be a big first down pickup for USC, but you got Wolverines around, and as soon as that ball hits the ground, there was no chance that USC was going to cover it up. That was Michigan's football, and now they've come out after a couple of runs, established the rushing attack. Justice Haynes, four attempts so far. All of them came on this drive, 19 yards, and it's really started to loosen things up for Chip Lindsey in this offense.
Wolverines will have it 2nd down and 6 in USC territory. First quarter stats, USC 7 first downs to Michigan's 3, 37 yards rushing to Michigan's 19, 101 yards passing to Michigan's 33. That totals up to 138 yards for the Trojans, 52 for Michigan. However, big turnover here has changed the momentum in this football game. As the sun starts to set here in Southern California, we have now shadows across half the field. And the Wolverines have 4 receivers split wide right. Now they're going to shift everybody from right to left, and we get whistles. They got to get the cheerleaders off the field. Hate to interrupt, but there's a game going on here.
Yeah. No, it's their show. Main character energy.
All right, so now Michigan has 2 receivers split to the left. That's McCulley and Marsh in the slot. Bredesen in the backfield next to Underwood. Justice Haynes back there as well. 2nd down and 6, handoff to Haynes. He's going to bounce it outside to the left. Can he get the corner? He can. 40, 35. Big block from Donovan McCulley, and it's a first down as Haynes is knocked out of bounds at the USC 33-yard line.
Oh, Donovan McCulley did a great job. He was blocking his guys so well. He ended up blocking 2 guys. There was one that was in pursuit coming from the inside, had to bubble around, and wasn't able to make the play underneath. That was just an awesome job, and it was Kamari Ramsey that got caught up in the wash there.
Ball on the left hash, 2 receivers to the short side. That's the near side. Split wide right is Andrew Marsh. Snap, handoff to Haynes. He's met in the backfield and dropped immediately. Good play there from Jakeem Stewart, and a loss of 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Andrew Sprague was looking at. That linebacker lines up in the B gap and comes, and they drop the end. You got to take the most dangerous at that point, and that was just a jailbreak in the backfield.
They're going to call it a loss of 3. 2nd down and 13. Michigan on the USC 36-yard line. 3 receivers split wide right. Hogan Hansen's in the game, back from injury. He's lined up to the left. Underwood takes the snap, quick pass, wide receiver screen to Marsh, makes a man miss at the 30, and dives forward to the 26-yard line. Another good block out there by a Michigan receiver. Jason Avant, you got to be proud of your guys.
I definitely am. I'm saying I'm hitting my watch and saying it's about time right there. I'm glad.
That was Donovan McCulley, another big block on that wide receiver screen. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Eric Gentry's the one that made that tackle, and I tell you what, he used all 6'6" of his body to reach out for that one.
We got to get across the 23-yard line of the Trojans. Underwood in a shotgun. And we got a flag, and I think somebody moved up front for Michigan. Trojans are pointing.
False start. 17 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Big tight end out of Cologne, Germany, Marlon Klein. Back him up 5 yards, and a 3rd and 3 becomes a 3rd and 8.
Gotta look at the ball. They're not going to hear the snap count. If you're separated from that line of scrimmage, you're not going to hear it. You got to keep an eye on that ball.
They're well within Zavada field goal range here. 7-0 Trojans, 13 minutes to go in the half. Underwood in a shotgun on this 3rd and long. Claps his hands, takes the snap. Here comes a blitz. Underwood bails out of there to the right. He's in trouble, and he's dragged down at the 43-yard line by Bishop Fitzgerald, and that may take Michigan out of field goal range.
Just a young player in that situation. Just throw the ball away. Give yourself an opportunity to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that he knew Bishop Fitzgerald was the one that was coming because he came from depth. He was about 6 yards deep. And that's pure speed.
Well, a chance for Hudson Hollenbeck to pin the Trojans deep here. Makai Lemon standing on his 10. Michigan's downfield punt coverage has been outstanding this year. Hollenbeck has the snap, pops it straight up in the air, and this one's going to land inside the 10 and go out of bounds. See where they mark it. They're going to mark it right at the 10. Okay, then. Well, 90 yards of field. Looking at Jaden Mayava and the USC offense, they lead at 7-0 with 11:57 to go first half. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the field, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
We asked our team, why did you choose to work for Michigan Medicine? Here are some of their answers.
Being able to interact with patients, offer them hope, and hopefully giving them care that they couldn't receive anywhere else is the biggest thing.
Because it's the best of the best. We have great benefits, we have great leadership.
I love what I do. This is the place where you want to be if you're looking to make change.
To our team, we say, thank you for choosing us. We shape the future of healthcare together at Michigan Medicine.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Hey, Foga Financial Group is the proud wealth management partner of Michigan Athletics. To celebrate, they're inviting retirees and pre-retirees to attend another night out at the Big House on Thursday, November 6th. Visit mgoblue.com/bighouse for more details. John, we have the Woo crew listening in Dunedin, Florida. No. Mr. Smiley is listening in Williams, Arizona while camping. He's got a fire going. Look at that picture he sent us.
Yeah, it's that fireside there.
Yeah, that's,
no better
that's
way.
a good spot, yeah. Tony, sitting in his favorite chair in Owasso, Michigan. Mike in St. Augustine, Florida, says Jason is the best on the sidelines since Doug.
Not that good yet.
Oh, no.
One of these days.
Yeah, you're a legend. You grabbed the flag, man. Thank you, everybody, for listening all along the line on the Varsity Network app. 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Handoff to Wayman Jordan. He cuts back against the grain and gets tripped up by Jimmy Roller, and what could have been a big gainer. He gets out to the 14. It'll be 2nd down. 7-0 Trojans here. 11:46 to go. First half.
A lot of junk in there. Jimmy Roller does a nice job avoiding some of those offensive linemen that tried to get up to the second level, cutting underneath them to make that play.
They're going empty backfield here on 2nd down and 6. Maeva standing inside his own 10. Claps his hands, takes the snap. Wolverines bring an extra rusher, fires down the seam, and he's got his tight end Lions across the 35, and he's dragged down there. Jimmy Roller in there, Jaden Sanders as well, but a big gain there for the Trojans. First down after a 21-yard pass to the tight end, Walker Lyons.
When you run the ball as effectively as USC has, even before this game started, you knew you were going to have to respect it. Jimmy takes one step up, and that's what creates that seam.
1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Mayava in a shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Jordan, running right across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. That's a gain of 6 on first down. This USC offense as advertised, and they'll go quickly to the line of scrimmage. Back to pass is Mayava, far side. He's got his man, Jacoby Lane, and he's dropped right close to the marker. Cole Sullivan cleaning up the mess there as a couple of Wolverines tried to get him down, and then Sullivan finished him off. But he's got a first down at the 46-yard line.
Yeah, TJ Metcalf's the first to arrive. He holds him up, and eventually he breaks free. And that's the thing about these playmakers. They've got guys that are strong. They're big. They can break tackles.
First and 10, USC. They started this drive on the 10. They're out to their own 46-yard line. Two tight ends to the left, two wide receivers to the right. The ball's on the left hash. Now they'll flank King Miller out there. Late in the play clock, got to hurry. Mayava gets the snap off. Back to pass, dumps it underneath. It's tipped and incomplete. Looking for Lyons. Once that ball went through his hands, tips and overthrows, right, Jason?
Yeah, this is one of those things that they're getting the ball out so fast, you need to get your hands up as a defensive lineman. You're going to get more of those down the stretch of this game.
Yeah, if you're not able to get home, you got to have that clock in your head, knowing that they're going to get the ball out. Derek Moore gets a hand on it. It gets tipped. Jimmy Rolder makes the hit. Mason Curtis could have come away with an interception.
We see the freshman Jordan Young in the Michigan secondary. Second down and 10 for the Trojans. Back to pass Mayava. He's got all kinds of time now. Fires it, and it's bounced to his receiver.
That was tipped as well.
And but he picked it up because it looked like a backward pass. And he battles back close to the, he gets knocked out of bounds where? The 43? 44, yeah. They're saying? So that's a loss. They're going to say, indeed, a backwards pass, right?
Yeah, backwards pass. So, I mean, the old high school play, bounce it out there, make them think it's going to be incomplete, but not a planned bounce, but a nice awareness.
Where are they marking this football? You keep moving the yard marker over there, the down and distance.
I think they're saying he got back to the initial line of scrimmage.
So he didn't step out of bounds. There's some confusion. It's going to be third and long for the Trojans here when they sort it out. 7-0.
The previous play is under review.
Okay, so if that ball got tipped, Jason, it's possible that it started forward, correct?
Yeah.
And if it got tipped, it would be incomplete.
I thought it was going to be going forward, but you never know. Let's look at the replay here. It looked like it's forward.
Yeah, it did get tipped by Jayshawn Barham and then fielded on one hop by Tanook Hines, the freshman wide receiver.
At the minimum, it looks, the angle is weird.
Yeah,
it's backwards.
You think it's backwards?
Yeah, I think it's backwards.
I'm not sure the result is any different because it'd either be 3rd and 10 on an incompletion or apparently 3rd and 10 on a ball advance that was thrown backwards. So,
well, I mean, yeah, but they still can't spot the ball at the initial line of scrimmage because he was knocked out.
Well, I thought he was knocked out for a 3-yard loss. Yeah, 3-yard loss, but they have the ball spotted at the previous line of scrimmage.
One way or another, they're going to have to respot the ball.
Tanook Hines, they're very excited about that young receiver and his speed. This week, Lincoln Riley was asked to put together, the Olympics are coming here, somebody asked him to put together a 4x100 team made up of Trojan football players. He had Tanook Hines, running backs R.J. Sermons, Eli Sanders, and a receiver, Romeo Isom. So I asked Jerome Moore, who would be on the Michigan 4x100 relay team.
Yeah.
I want you guys to think about that. We'll get back to that later, who he would put on the Michigan 4x100 relay team as we await this review. Here we go.
After reviewing the play, the pass was backwards, recovered by USC at the 39-yard line by rule. The play is dead at that spot. Be third down for USC, the 39-yard line.
Well, that worked out well. Why is it dead at that spot?
Did someone touch him when was he down?
Did his knee hit the ground? His knee must have been on the ground when he picked
it
up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so whatever it is,
we'll take it.
Hey, yeah, it's going to be third and long, and this is where Michigan has to be able to get off the field.
I want you to watch the inside players like the slot Lemon. He gets free releases every time. If we can jam him to reroute him, it'll help us out.
This is a 3rd and 17 following that overturn. Mayava in a shotgun, 2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. Takes the snap, Back to pass. Here comes the pass rush. He steps up and fires underneath. Incomplete, looking for Wayman Jordan on the check down as running back. And the Wolverines will force the Trojans to punt. This is just their 6th punt of the season.
Yeah. I tell you what, great job by Derek Moore, Jay-Sean Barham, being able to get in there and apply pressure. He's a quarterback that has not seen a lot of pressure, but they also haven't been in 3rd and long in a long time. He hasn't had to hold on to the football. You hold on to it long enough, and this Michigan rush is going to find a way to get home.
Sam Johnson on to punt for the Trojans. Samaj Morgan standing on his own 10. Snap and booted by Johnson. Samaj comes over, signals for a fair catch, and makes it at the 14-yard line, and that's where the Wolverines will take over. Good job defense getting off the field, and the Wolverines, following the 47-yard punt, will take over inside their own 15, trailing 7-0 with 9:13 to go first half. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Attention, Michigan drivers. Are you paying too much for auto insurance? Visit insuringmichigan.com now for a quote in less than 5 minutes that could save you hundreds. Whether you're navigating Ann Arbor streets or cruising through Traverse City, Pioneer State Mutual has the coverage you need, combined with the personal service of a local agent. Don't wait. Head to insuringmichigan.com and see how much you can save. That's insuringmichigan.com, your go-to for auto insurance in Michigan.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Taylor to the 20, down to the 15, down to the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Billy Taylor!
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
It's time to think forward first. Right now, check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Easy Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $359 a month for 36 months, with only $359 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for a low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet lease. Payment includes $1,000 RCO cash, $1,000 Open Trade Assist, and $400 AXZD BFG bonus cash. Offers are only valid on Package 200A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by November 3rd. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this great offer and lease a Bronco Sport Big Bend for $359 a month for 36 months. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Every day is game with the Michigan Lottery. Choose your favorite way to play with a Detroit Lion instant game, fast cash, pull tab, and online game with chances to win up to $500,000. Wolverines have the football, 1st and 10 from their own 14 when we come out of this timeout, trailing 7-0. John, you got your 4x100 team for Michigan?
I do. And one of them is on reputation, but I'm going to say Justice Haynes, Andrew Marsh, Jaden Sanders, and then the reputation that we've heard about is Marlon Klein.
Jason, do you have anybody you want to add or take off that 4x100 team?
I don't know if I'm going to put Marlon Klein on there. It has to be a D-back that can run.
Well,
I put Jaden Sanders in
I'll
there.
tell you what, when I asked Chip Lindsey the question, he said, you know who'd surprise you is Marlon Klein.
Oh, man.
But then he said, let Sharon answer the question. Sharon went Donovan McCulley, Justice Haynes, Jair Hill, and Logan Forbes. He says is the fastest straight line receiver in the wide receiver room. 1st and 10, Michigan from their own 14-yard line, trailing 7-0. Bryce Underwood takes the snap, hands it off to Justice Haynes. He's got room across the 20, runs over a tackler at the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. To Carlos Nicholson, the brunt of the abuse, moved the chains for the Wolverines, a gain of 12.
Well, Michigan doesn't block the end men on the line of scrimmage, and that is coming off the right side. Christian Pierce was lined up he's a defensive back. They don't block him, but they do a great job of getting up onto that second level. And Justice Haynes, I don't know if there's anybody better that sets up blocks and makes that cutback better than Justice does.
Sharon Moore called him an animal this week. The animal he was right there was a rhinoceros running over a defensive back. 1st and 10 from the 27. Snapping a handoff to Haynes again. Hesitates. He shoots through a hole across the 30 out to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 7 on first down.
And it's just that little bit of, hey, I'm gonna show that I'm going outside the guard, and then all of a sudden that linebacker makes his decision and he cuts back, and there's no one there. He does a tremendous job of setting up his blocks, the patience in the backfield of how he's operating.
That was XLOL, Blake Frazier, in on that last snap. Michigan had an extra offensive lineman, and they're 2nd down and 3. Snap, Underwood back to pass, looking near side, delivers, and he skips it on the ground short of Samaj Morgan at the 40. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 3 for Michigan from their own 33-yard line.
It was there. He had him, and this is the first time I've seen Bryce on a couple of outlets, and a couple of those just being accurate. Normally he's a very accurate passer in hitting those receivers that are running away from him.
Big play here for the Wolverines, trailing at 7-0 with 7:53 to go first half from their own 34, 3rd and 3. Snap, handoff, Justice Haynes surveys the defense and scoots out to the 40, checked out the 38-yard line, a gain of 4 and a Michigan first down. Patiently waiting and then shot through a hole. Haynes moved the chains for Michigan.
And the thing about this offensive line, I'd like to see a little bit more movement, but you've got a body on a body, and when you get that, now all of a sudden Justice Haynes, he doesn't need a lot of room to run, but he finds it.
1st and 10 Michigan from their 38-yard line. Underwood takes the snap, hands it off to Haynes, running left, cuts back and across the 40 out to the 41. That is a gain of 3. Boy, if there's 3 yards there, he'll find it. There wasn't much there, and he got what he could. We got an injured Trojan.
I think it's 88 Floyd Buchard.
And Justice Haynes is holding his ribs right now.
Hopefully he's just trying to get more air.
We'll take a break here with the Wolverines putting together a promising drive. 7:09 to go first half, 7-0 Trojans. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Hey Wolverines, ready to one-up your rivals off the field? Abbott and the Big Ten are back with the We Give Blood Drive. By showing up to donate blood, you can help your school win $1 million for student or community health. Score a limited edition home field design Michigan t-shirt. And most importantly, save lives. Go to bigten.org/Abbott to find a donation location and put Michigan in the lead. That's bigten.org/Abbott.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield.
Lions fans have even more to cheer about with the new Detroit Lions games from the Michigan Lottery. Featuring a roster of fan favorites, instant ticket, pull tab, fast cash, and online play, you could win prizes up to $500,000. With the new Detroit Lions games, only from the Michigan Lottery. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Our cars, John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Michigan looking at a 2nd down and 7. So they got Floyd Buchard, freshman out of Montreal, Quebec, off the field.
Yeah,
the Trojans.
And Justice Haynes went to the tent, so we're going to see what it could possibly mean for us.
Yeah, well, Jordan Marshall's back out there, and when I talked to him this week on the podcast, he mentioned, hey, there's no Justice Haynes plays. There's no Jordan Marshall plays. There's just these plays for this Michigan rushing attack. So now it's going to be up to him. What has he learned standing there for the first quarter and a half and watching Justice Haynes set up this defense? Now it's time for him to go out there and do the same thing.
Well, he's in the backfield right now with Bryce Underwood on this 2nd down and 7. Underwood takes the snap, back to pass, rolls out to his right, and his pass is batted down by that 6'6" linebacker, Eric Gentry, and incomplete.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked that ball to come out just a little bit earlier. As soon as Gentry gets that close to him, there's really no way to get rid of that ball because you don't want to float it over the top. You leave it susceptible to an interception, and as soon as you try and go around him, he just uses that big wingspan to bat it down.
3rd down and 7 for Michigan from their own 41-yard line. 7 minutes to go first half. The Wolverines trail it 7-0. Underwood in a shotgun. Bunch formation to the right. All right, puts a man in motion. That's Andrew Marsh. Back to pass is Underwood. Fires, and it's caught. Donovan McCulley at midfield and into USC territory down to the 46 right in front of the Michigan bench. Move the chains. First down, Wolverines.
What a great route. And I mean, if that ball, that's a small window that Bryce just threw that ball in. That was a terrific throw.
Gain of 12. Wolverines go quickly. They're going to roll Bryce out. He's going to fire down the seam. He's got Andrew Marsh inside the 35 down to the 31 where Kevin Longstreet brings him down. Another first down for Michigan, and the Wolverines are knocking on the door with 6:24 to go. First half, clock running.
So what's the answer when your back goes down? You find your number 1 and number 2 receiver.
Back to play as Underwood takes the snap and hands it off to Jordan Marshall running right. And he gets inside the 30 down to the 29, a gain of 3. Devon Tompkins took him down.
Well, I tell you what, let's go back to real quick about that pass to Andrew Marsh. When you put your quarterback on the move and he's able to throw like that and be accurate, that shows the growth that he's had over the last 3 or 4 weeks.
2nd down and 7. Underwood takes the snap, hands it off to Marshall. He's got room, 25, 20, and he's carrying a tackler inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Another Michigan first down. Kamari Ramsey went for a ride, and Marshall moves the chains for Michigan, who quickly lines up again. Do they got a lineman split out wide right? Is that Sprague in a slot? Underwood, we got a flag down, and he quickly fires a pass to McCulley. Now they're going to stop the play.
That was Evan Link.
It was Evan Link.
Prior to the snap, false start for 0 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Samaj has his hands in the air. What'd I do?
He's trying to communicate to
Yeah, he was trying to communicate to the official that he was on the line of scrimmage, and he just had his hand out. And I think they're calling him for that.
That's odd. Well, the ball was snapped when he was trying to line up, so technically they're right.
1st and 15 for Michigan. Full house backfield with Bredesen and Marshall. Underwood takes the snap. We'll hand it off to Marshall, who's got some running room up the middle inside the 20. He gets the penalty yardage back down at the 19-yard line.
That's a nice gain after going 1st and 15. You get to 2nd and 10. And they're starting to get some good push up front. I really like the way that this offensive line is starting to see this defense, read the linebackers, pick up some of those blitzing linebackers.
Michigan in the red zone. This is their 20th trip into the red zone. In their previous 19, they produced 12 touchdowns. 2nd and 10. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Quarterback draw. He's got room. 15, 10. Bryce Underwood breaks a tackle and steps out of bounds on the near sideline. Inside the USC 10 at the 8-yard line to Carlos Nicholson. Forced him out of bounds. Good blitz pickup there from Jordan Marshall, a gain of 11.
And I like the stiff arm at the end. You got a quarterback that's willing to say, hey, I'm going to have to pick up this first down. He could have slid. He could have done a lot of different things, but he sticks out that right hand, stiff arms the defensive back, and picks up the first down.
It's 7-0 Trojans here. 4 minutes to go here first half. Wolverines 1st and goal from the 8. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Jordan Marshall cutting back against the grain and is driven back down at the 7-yard line. Short game there. Devon Tompkins whose uncle played at Ohio State on the stop.
Yeah, USC just not a lot of movement up front on that one. Got a little bit of penetration. And it really just cut that play in half before it even got started.
Clock running, 3:20 to go first half. Pistol formation with Marshall deep behind Bryce Underwood. Second and goal from the 7. Underwood back to pass. Fires. End zone. Donovan McCulley. Touchdown. Wolverines. McCulley brings it in the corner of the end zone. And Michigan has driven the length of the field and made this a 7-6 game with the extra point pending.
Wow. I tell you what, that play took a long time to develop. That was really good protection. And Donovan McCulley lined up as the wide receiver on the opposite side of the field. Brought it all the way across the front. It takes a long time. Great protection. And a strike thrown by Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, they think that Carlos Nicholson can guard Donovan McCulley. So whenever they go man-to-man, they guard him with Carlos Nicholson, and he showed that can't guard him.
Nope.
Zavada on for the extra point. The snap is low, kick is up, and the kick is good. Good job there by Beckham Sunderland to get it down. That Wolverine touchdown from Donovan McCulley brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. 14 plays, 86 yards, over 6 minutes and 3 seconds. We have 3:09 to go in the first half, and we are tied at 7.
And this...
What a strike, dude. And hey, Jason, I know you love those 50-50 footballs. That wasn't quite 50-50, but that's a receiver making a play.
Yeah, and we hadn't had that in a long time. So when you get a guy out there that can beat man-to-man coverage, you just give him a shot, and he's going to out that guy to the ball. He's going to muscle the ball away from a guy, and he did just that. But what a great throw by Bryce Underwood.
If that ball is anywhere behind him, that defensive back makes a play on it, bats it down, does something to make it so Donovan can't catch it. That's a tremendous throw across the field.
We'll get Bryce Underwood's stats here in a minute from our statistician, Bob Rossick, but that is his 4th touchdown pass of the season. Donovan McCulley now 2 TD receptions in as many weeks. And Michigan's tied the ball game here in Los Angeles.
I don't know what he was specifically on that drive, but so far today, he's 8 of 12, 79 yards, and obviously 1 touchdown there. It's, he's really starting to find a good rhythm and getting comfortable out there.
Beckham Sunderland approaches the football and puts his right foot into it. And Trojans will field this one at the 5. It's King Miller across the 20 out to the 25-yard line. And that's where he is dropped, and that's where USC will take over. Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Justice Haynes headed to the Michigan locker room. We mentioned earlier on that carry, early in that last Michigan drive, he left the field holding his ribs.
Yeah, Jordan Marshall came in and did a fine job. 4 carries on that drive, 17 yards. But it was really being able to throw the ball out there. Andrew Marsh had a couple of receptions. Obviously, the touchdown to Donovan McCulley.
USC with it on their own 25. Remember, Michigan gets the football to start the second half. Hand off to Jordan running right. And not much room as he's bottled up at the 27-yard line and dropped right there. A gain of 2 on first down.
Yeah, and... Well, I tell you what, Enoeta got knocked off the ball there.
Oh, it looks like Wayman Jordan is hurt, limping off the field right now.
They've got depth at the running back spot with Eli Sanders back there, and King Miller's gotten a lot of run today. 2nd down and 8. Mayava in a shotgun here. Takes the snap, play action, back to pass. Here comes the rush. He bails out to his right. Now he's going to deliver downfield, and it is caught in Michigan territory at the 46-yard line by that guy, Makai Lemon. Yeah. Creating extra time with his feet, Mayava. And now USC looking to get on the board before the half. Snap, Mayava. Hand off to King Miller. He's got some room across the 40 and dives down to the 37-yard line of the Wolverines.
Well, it's just another time was when USC rushes to the line of scrimmage, Michigan is just not getting set up. You got 4, sometimes 5 defensive linemen, and they're going to put their hand in the dirt, but they're not ready to do it.
That'll take us to the 2-minute timeout here in Los Angeles. Michigan and USC are tied at 7. Trojans on the move here. From the Coliseum, this is Michigan Football from Learfield.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of the University of Michigan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48226.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Players toward the end zone. Touchdown! Mario Manningham calling on the post, and Michigan will win.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Just like your favorite sports team, you need a solid defense to protect what's important to you. Whether it's your business, home, or auto, turn to Al Bordeaux Insurance Agency and Michigan-based Frankenmuth Insurance to keep you covered. Visit Al Bordeaux Insurance Agency today at www.albordeaux.com. That's www.albordeaux.com.
From first note to final bell, Motor City Casino Soundboard has October on lock. Come laugh out loud with the hilarious JB Smoove, October 15th. Tune in for an epic performance from Brian Colberts on October 18th. Then hear the bell ring at the action-packed Night of Knockouts October 24th. Only at Motor City Casino Soundboard. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com today.
Ago, first half, Michigan and USC tied at 7, but the Trojans have driven to the Michigan 37-yard line. Well, I got to tell you, holding USC to 7 points, a lot of that has to do with few possessions here in the first half. USC, this is their fourth possession. Michigan's only had the ball 3 times.
Yeah, and obviously, when Michigan puts together a drive that takes over 6 minutes, it's all the better. Part of being able to stop this offense is just going to be simply possessing the ball and putting some of those long drives together. Now, this Michigan defense is going to have to find a way to... Doug, I know you always watch the kickers. What's their kicker good from? At least what was he good from in pregame?
He was good out to 57 in shorts, kicking to the end zone to our left. They're going to the right here. But he has not attempted a field goal beyond 48 yards this year. From the Michigan 37-yard line, 2nd down and 2 for the Trojans. Mayava in a shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to King Miller, and he's met by Ernest Hausman, and Hausman corrals him to the ground. Miller fights close to first down yardage. He did not get it. Had to get across the 35. He is just shy of that. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
Great job by Ernie. They brought Lake McCree in motion, and they brought him back across the formation to try and block Ernie Hausman, and Ernie did a great job of defeating that block and making the play at the line of scrimmage. You got to win those one-on-one battles, and that one's in favor of Ernie.
3rd and inches, shotgun from Mayava. Takes the snap, handoff. It's Miller, and he gets the first down by a yard down to the 34. They'll move the chains with 1:19 to go. USC trying to thread that needle. Score as late as possible, not give Michigan the football.
So when Michigan has stopped USC, is that they won on first down, but they also batted a few balls down in one possession and put them in 3rd and long. Let's see if we can copy that.
1st and 10 Trojans from the Michigan 34-yard line. Mayava in a shotgun. Going to motion King Miller into the backfield. Takes the snap, back to pass. Now he's going to deliver to Miller out of the backfield. He makes Jair Hill miss with a spin move inside the 30 down to the 29, where Ernest Hausman brings him down. That's a gain of 5. Clock running, 46 seconds to go.
Jair was in position to make that play, and it's those open field tackles. They're not easy to do.
Snap, handoff, King Miller up the middle, across the 25, down to the 21-yard line. Helmet comes off of a Wolverine. Brandon Hillman, he'll have to leave the field here. Move the chains for the Trojans. Clock stops, 32 seconds to go. They have 2 timeouts, does USC. Did I hear they're going to huddle?
Yeah.
They're going to start the clock with the ball set, right?
Yeah, well, they substituted, so Michigan was taking their time getting guys on and off, so why not huddle at that point?
Clock hasn't started. Why not? This should be a rolling clock. 1st and 10 from the Michigan 21. Now the clock's moving. Snap, back to pass is Mayama. He's going to float a screen out here to King Miller. This could be trouble. To the 20, to the 15, down to the 11. Clock running. Stops with 15 seconds to go. And now another Wolverine has lost his helmet. It's Zeke Berry, and he's arguing that his helmet was ripped off. And USC has bled the clock down to 15 seconds to go here in the first half.
Well, here's one of the things. If I'm Sharon Moore at halftime, I want to make sure to talk to the officials. You got receivers that are blocking downfield before that ball is even thrown, and that's something that you can't do. They're setting up those blocks way too early. Linemen are getting out. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think might have been part of what Zeke was talking about.
Was that a backward pass, John?
No, it was a forward pass.
And that would be offensive pass interference.
Well, let's set the scene here. USC's got it 1st and 10 from the Michigan 11-yard line with 15 seconds to go. They have used a timeout. There's only one more of those. They bled the clock, but I don't know if they left themselves time for 3 plays. 3 cracks at the end zone.
In 15 seconds, sure, you can, especially at this point of the field. There's not going to be any long routes. As long as they, and they've been really good at, quick passes out of the backfield there. So there's time for 3 passes. As long as one of them doesn't end up, on the 2-yard line on the inside, they'll have to spend that last time out. Now, then it will become an issue in regards to time.
Yeah, if I'm Michigan in this situation, I probably rush three and keep 8 back in order just to clog up the throwing lane.
Yeah, tick-tock, try and run out the clock, make him look around, huh?
Yeah. And if he throws it, it's going to be with somebody around it, so therefore it's a less chance that it gets caught, but also could be an interception.
Both teams now playing without a key player on offense. Wayman Jordan has his shoe off and is putting no weight on his left foot. The USC running back, and for Michigan, Justice Haynes in the locker room getting treated after leaving the field on Michigan's previous drive. It's a long time out.
Yeah, it is a long time out, but going back to what you guys were talking about, they want to take some shots at the end zone, but they've been very effective at running the ball as well. So I know, maybe you want to put 3 guys up. I still would go with 4. If one of those is Jay Sean Barham, now you can show 4 guys at the line of scrimmage and maybe back him off into coverage.
I see Sharon down there talking to the official. I don't know what that's about.
He's telling them that they're blocking downfield before the ball was thrown.
I thought the officials missed 2, late hits on our sideline. Sharon was irate, going back and forth to officials over that, so I'm pretty sure he's frustrated.
Down. USC has declined 10-second subtraction for the helmet off of number 10. Number 10 must sit out of play. The clock will start on the snap. Please reset the game clock to 18 seconds.
They're now calling it 2nd and 1 from just inside the Michigan 12-yard line, and you heard Zeke Berry is off the field. Jaden Sanders, the freshman, Texas native, is on the field. Boy, that kid's been impressive. 2nd and 1 for USC, and now we get a whistle, and Michigan's going to take a timeout.
First timeout of the half. Michigan. 30 seconds.
Interesting.
A little bit of a chess match. Take a look at the personnel that's out there. Make them think about it just a little bit more.
USC has one of these offenses that every time they have the ball, they just look like they're going to score. They just look like they're capable of going right down the field.
Yeah.
And anytime you get a stop, it feels like a huge victory.
It does. I mean, and if you go into the halftime here, I mean, who knows what they do on this possession here, but if you can hold them to 3 and only 10 points in the first half, that with this offense and the way that they have been able to operate to this point this season, that feels like a huge win.
Their lowest point total came at Purdue when the Boilermakers held them to 33.
It's the play calling to me. The play calling has been outstanding in this game for USC for sure.
Second and less than a yard for the Trojans. 15 seconds to go here in half number one. Empty backfield. Mayava claps his hands, takes the snap, looking to his left. He's going to deliver out there, and it is caught for a USC touchdown. Makai Lemon goes over that freshman we just mentioned, Jaden Sanders, and pulls it in for 6.
Yeah, but that was great coverage. That's just a guy going up. One of the best receivers in the country making a play. And Jaden Mayava put that in one spot that was going to find its way through. And Lemon comes up with a great catch.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of playing man-to-man in that situation because of something like that. You play coverage, all eyes on the quarterback. It's tougher to get a touchdown in that situation.
Believe it or not, that play took 1 second off the clock. Snap, hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
They had actually added time. It was 18 seconds instead of 15, so they took 4.
Fair enough. USC gets on the board right before the half. And they now lead it 14-7 here in Los Angeles. They're a good offense.
Yeah.
They're a really good offense.
Those are two really good players making a play, quarterback and receiver. And we knew that coming in. And I tell you what, Jaden Sanders, he's a hell of a player as well. He was in good position. It was just one guy made just a little bit better of a play.
Ryan Sairi will kick off for the Trojans. Standing on his own goal line is Andrew Marsh.
This is one of those. Jason, if you're back, no matter where this ball is, you're going to bring it out, right?
If Andrew Marsh is back there, I'm definitely bringing it out. You want an opportunity to make a play for your team.
Yeah, take this one to the house. They're not going to do any good if they just spot the ball at the 25-yard line. You're going to probably take a knee. So, hey, take it out. There's no timeouts USC has one timeout, but they can't do anything to make you punt it. So take your shot, make a play.
Wolverines will get the football to start the second half. They trail 14-7 here. Sairi kicks off, and Andrew Marsh will range over to his right and field it inside the 5. Fair catch.
I don't understand that. He must have been instructed to.
Yeah. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Remember last week, similar situation, Michigan actually came out and threw. That slam pattern to Samaj Morgan, who couldn't come up with it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's why not try and make a play? You obviously don't want to turn the ball over, so it's about the decision.
The receiver split wide right. Underwood takes the snap. They'll hand it off. Jordan Marshall up the middle. Covers the football with 2 hands and gets 4 yards. And what looks like it will be the final play of half number 1. So John Jansen, 14-7. Disappointed giving up the touchdown right before the half, but the Wolverines are right in this one.
It was, obviously opening drive of the first half, final drive of the first half were touchdown drives for USC, and honestly, they could have been prevented. Some of the open field tackling, we saw Jair Hill on that final drive. The plays are there to be made, and offensively, I think Michigan really started to find a rhythm in that final drive that they had, where they finally put 7 points on the board. But whether it's the rhythm of being able to run the ball, hopefully Justice Hayes is back in the second half. Jordan Marshall did a fine job, but being able to find Donovan McCauley, Andrew Marsh. Now let's see if we get those tight ends involved and spread that ball around a little bit more.
All right, coming up at the half, we got scores from around the country, including a couple of stunners in the Big Ten earlier today. Also analysis from Jack Miller and Jason Avant. Jerome Moore will speak to the team in the locker room. We'll hear what his message is to the Wolverines. They trail at 14-7 here from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor, official partner of Michigan Athletics. Whether you're tailgating or headed to the big house, Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor has the perfect vehicle for every fan. New or pre-owned, our team has a large inventory of vehicles ready for you today. And a special offer for Wolverine fans, receive a $1,000 discount and 3 years of maintenance on any new Lexus purchase when you mention this ad. Stop by Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor or get started at LexusofAnnArbor.com.
This is your home for the Hometown Call, the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Fogut Financial Group is the proud wealth management partner of Michigan Athletics. The 4th annual Night Out at the Big House sold out, but due to increased demand, another date is scheduled for Thursday, November 6th. Learn strategies for managing the risks of retirement and enjoy complimentary dinner and drinks, door prizes, and exclusive access to Tour Michigan Stadium. Just go to mgoblue.com/bighouse to sign up. That's mgoblue.com/bighouse. Limited seats are available.
Introducing Celsius, the energy you need for Michigan football. Pop open a can of Celsius and experience a refreshing taste made with proven ingredients, zero sugar, and essential vitamins, helping you keep up with every play and celebration. Whether you're in the big house or cheering from your couch, Celsius keeps you energized for every quarter. Find Celsius at a retailer near you or at Celsius.com. Celsius. Live fit. Go.
Let's break down the first half of action. Welcome to the Halftime Show, driven by Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics. Online at LexusofAnnArbor.com. Analysis, highlights, and stats are on the way. Now, here's your host, Rob Joyce.
Halftime from Los Angeles. Michigan trails USC 14-7 as we look back at the first half highlights. Trojans had the ball first, took less than 3 minutes to move inside the Wolverine 25, 5 minutes to set up goal to go, largely through the air. Jaden Mayava opened 3 for 3 for 44 yards, and like last week, an impressive opening drive by the opposition.
Mayava is pointing at the Michigan defense here on this 3rd and goal from the 2. Barks some commands, big play here in the early going. Claps his hands, takes the snap, looking to his left, fires end zone, caught, touchdown USC. It's Jacoby Lane, and the Trojans take the opening kick, 75 yards for an early score.
11 plays for those 75 yards in 6 minutes. Like last week, offense will take its first snaps down 7-0. Unlike last week, though, couldn't respond and go 3 and out. Second USC drive. Trojans go for it on 4th and inches inside their own 40, convert, then go on the move again until Jair Hill gives Michigan a much-needed spark.
Wolverines showing blitz. Now they're back out of it. Mayava back to pass. Here comes the rush underneath. He's got his tight end. Across the 20. Inside the 15. The ball's out, and the Wolverines have it. Taking the hit was Lake McCree, and Michigan comes up with it. A big turnover inside the 10.
The hit from Jair Hill, the recovery from Derek Moore stops a 63-yard drive that would have put the ball inside the 10. And then Michigan starts to get going offensively to end the first 2 completions to Andrew Marsh. Opens the second with the ball near midfield down 7-0. Go back to Marsh to get the ball inside the USC 30 before things go backwards. A false start on 3rd down and then a big sack knocks the Wolverines out of field goal range. An 11-play drive would end in a punt. Would get it back after USC kicked it themselves with 9 minutes to halftime. And the Wolverines go on the move again. Justice Haynes, a couple of first downs, though he would leave with an injury right after the second one. Completions to Marsh and Donovan McCulley for first downs. A run for Jordan Marshall inside the red zone. Bryce Underwood keeps it for 1st and goal. Then the freshman uses his arm to tie things up.
Clock running, 3:20 to go first half. Pistol formation with Marshall deep behind Bryce Underwood. 2nd and goal from the 7. Underwood back to pass. Fires, end zone. Donovan McCulley. Touchdown, Wolverines. McCulley brings it in the corner of the end zone, and Michigan has driven the length of the field and made this a 7-6 game with the extra point pending.
An impressive drive. 14 plays, 86 yards over 6 minutes, ties things with 3 minutes to halftime, but that's a lot of time for USC. A 28-yard pass helps put them inside the 40 at the 2-minute timeout. Convert on 3rd and 1, push the ball near the red zone, 30 seconds left, get to the 11 with 18 seconds left, and the Trojans will get that touchdown lead back on the precipice of halftime.
Mayava claps his hands, takes the snap, looking to his left. He's going to deliver out there, and it is caught for a USC touchdown. Makai Lemon goes over that freshman we just mentioned, Jaden Sanders, and pulls it in for 6.
A 75-yard drive. Trojans racked up nearly 250 yards of offense to Michigan's 150. Wolverines get the ball to start the 3rd, down a score. 14-7. Tonight's halftime show driven by Jermaine Lexus of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics, online at lexusofannarbor.com. We'll take a timeout and come back and tell you what else is going on around. Pretty crazy day in the Big Ten and top 25 after this as you listen to Michigan football from Learfield.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol. It's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Michigan scores untouched from the 4-yard line.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
The 24 monthly bill credits on experience beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended, balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99, and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Michigan. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Michigan and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Michigan.
Michigan trailing USC at the break 14-7. Time for another check of the out-of-town scoreboard. Two other Big Ten games in progress, including a blowout at Camp Randall. Early third quarter, Iowa 30. Wisconsin, nothing. Badgers only have 120 yards of offense, have turned it over 3 times. And Minnesota taking on Purdue. That game's about to go to halftime. Boilermakers have a 17-10 lead, though the Gophers are in field goal range in the dying seconds of quarter number 2. Everything else is a final. In a top 10 tilt, Indiana went to Oregon, pulled off the 30-20 victory. So the Hoosiers are 6-0 into the driver's seat right now early on in Big Ten play as Oregon drops its first game of the season. Northwestern handed Penn State a third straight defeat. 22-21 Wildcats the final in Happy Valley. And adding injury to insult, Drew Aller left the game late in the fourth quarter. James Franklin said post-game it is a season-ending injury for the Penn State quarterback. Elsewhere, Ohio State earlier this afternoon handed Illinois a loss in a top 25 clash, 34-16. That was on the road. That's a trend. UCLA won its second straight game, taking care of Michigan State in East Lansing, 38-13. And then Nebraska used a late touchdown from Dylan Raiola, his 4th touchdown pass of the game, slip past Maryland, 34-31. All of those victories in the Big Ten today were by the road team. Iowa's on pace to add to that. Purdue, the road team, leading. Right now, Michigan's the exception. Washington was a home team last night and did win against Rutgers. So that's the day in the Big Ten. Time now to look nationally at the top 25, brought to you by Pioneer State Mutual Insurance. We'll start with an interesting game right now in the SEC. Number 10, Georgia, on the road at Auburn, trailing what is right now 10-0 with 90 seconds to halftime. There is a massive humanity near the goal line that could make it 16-0 in favor of Auburn. Georgia has held the ball for 6 minutes in the first half, only has 90 seconds left. That's how one-sided it's been. Elsewhere, number 5, Texas A&M leads Florida 21-14 early third quarter. Number 9, Texas Tech has a 21-14 edge on Kansas late in the first half, and 11th-ranked LSU with a 10-7 edge over South Carolina. They're in a delay in the Big 12, 18th-ranked BYU at Arizona. Cougars doubling up the Wildcats, 14-7. Notable finals from earlier. 8th-ranked Alabama hangs on to defeat number 14 Missouri on the road, 27-24. Texas gave 6th-ranked Oklahoma its first loss of the year on the Red River rivalry, 23-6. Longhorns behind a big second half, 20-zip Texas after halftime. Number 13, Georgia Tech beat Virginia Tech 35-20. Jackets now 6-0. And 16th ranked Notre Dame raced away from NC State in the second half 36-7. That Top 25 Scoreboard brought to you by Pioneer State Mutual Insurance, a Michigan tradition since 1908. Again, 30 minutes complete. USC leads 14-7. Brian Bush, Jason Avant, and Jack Miller break down the first half. When we return, so you listen to Michigan football from Learfield.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base! Go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Michigan will answer the mantra for Lloyd Carr with one more win.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
You wanted to be cool, which led you to smoking, which led to a pack a day. Then you met that special someone, which led to starting a life with them, which led to wanting to live longer, which led to quitting. Then you heard you may be at risk for lung cancer, which led you to getting a low-dose CT scan. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Been a good one. Michigan trailing USC on the road here at the Coliseum 14-7. Today's halftime show, as always, driven by Jermaine Lexus of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics, lexusofannarbor.com. Brian Bush and Jack Miller here high atop the Coliseum. Jason Avant on the floor. Jason, this seemed to be a pretty evenly matched contest so far, with really the big difference, those two playmaking wide receivers for USC, Jacoby Lane and Mekhi Lemon, each with a touchdown grab, and they've made some pretty impressive plays so far.
Yeah, I was perplexed at the end of that half with going man-to-man in that situation. When you go man-to-man, the better player is going to win, and you have a veteran receiver that has been their stalwart, their best player, and a one-on-one with a freshman. You let that one go because you didn't play coverage. The other thing I'll say is that Michigan just has to do a better job on first down defensively. That's where we've lost the game thus far, is on first downs. We have to do a better job.
Yeah, as advertised, USC's offense is explosive. They can make plays. They've done a really good job, I think, schematically, getting to the line of scrimmage quick, catching Michigan off guard. They've had a good game plan to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly so that defensive front can't affect that. They've played pretty well. I mean, all in all, it's been as advertised. Been a good game thus far. You know, halftime adjustments are going to be huge. We'll see. Michigan has usually been able to come out in the second half, adjust to what they've seen from the opposing offense, and get after a little bit more, and they're going to need it right now.
And it's interesting, Jack, because this game for Michigan, they only had the football for the 1 minute in the first about 12 minutes of the game. They've only had 4 drives, the 3-and-out to start, the fairly lengthy drive that ended with penalty, sack, punt from the 43, then the touchdown, and then a one-play drive to finish it. Michigan's offense just hadn't had much of a chance to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, credit USC's offense for sustaining drives, making a few conversions on third down and fourth down, and keeping our offense off the field. We just have struggled to find a rhythm or get anything going, save for that one possession we went down and scored. And it's not really because we've been playing poorly offensively. Haven't had that many opportunities to do so. So again, you settle in, you make some adjustments here at halftime. We're going to get the ball first, put a good plan together, go execute, tie this ball game up.
Jason, defensive observations other than the passing game. Michigan has been able to largely do a good job against the running game, and certainly a storyline in this one will be the health of both tailbacks. Wayman Jordan wasn't putting a lot of pressure on his left foot late in that first half, and Justice Haynes had to go to the locker room.
Yeah, I don't know what about Justice Haynes, because when you come up like that as a player, and normally that's a pulled muscle. I don't know. That's just speculation. That's from my vantage point. So hopefully he can come back out in the second half. But when it comes to the defensive line, if they can get their hands on a few passes, they batted down 2 balls on the drive that they were able to stop USC's offense. So I think that's going to be a key because they're going to try to get the ball out as quick as possible. Another thing that can help us defensively is on the second level of our defense. You got to touch people on their way down the field as they get into their routes. That's called rerouting. Touch the defender. They're getting free releases. Therefore, guys are wide open down the field.
Guys getting banged up a little bit, not a surprise. Been a physical game. A lot of guys flying around out there, a lot of contact, trying to make that physicality part of this thing. That should be an advantage for Michigan as we get in the second half. Hopefully wear down that USC team. They're not used to playing this physical style of football. You can see both teams brought it tonight. Well, again, if they're able to continue with that toughness, that consistency. We saw the turnover. That was a big hit. There's a lot of that going on out there. Look for some big plays, and, it's a battle. This is as advertised, and we got a ball game to go win.
Yeah, along those lines, Jason, USC has brought physicality, and Michigan has brought athleticism, the big touchdown catch from Donovan McCulley. I think both teams are doing what we perceived to be the other team's strength.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But I would say late in the second quarter, Michigan got back to what we know Michigan is, which is a dominant downhill running team. And I thought Michigan was starting to control the line of scrimmage on the offensive end. So we need to see how that's going to play out in the second half because the offensive line was down the field blocking guys, and we were running the ball at will toward the end of that. So we'll see if we can continue with the offense making plays and also the offensive line getting after it.
It's all there for us. We've been able to run the ball pretty consistently. Look for that in the second half as we get more opportunities to do so. And Jason, in the passing game, it seems like there's been a lot of, out routes, things toward the sidelines. I don't know if there's a reason we haven't really targeted the middle of the field, but we haven't really stretched this team vertically a whole lot. It's been a lot of horizontal. I'd like to get, the ball down the field a little bit more, look at the middle of the field for some open guys.
Yeah, I agree with that. When you have your one-on-one targets outside, so therefore you're going that way. But Marlon Klein can definitely but you need the run game in order for the middle of the field to happen. You need the run game to be consistent so the tight end pop pass can go right behind where the running back would be.
Going to be a fascinating second half in a critical Big Ten clash. USC 14, Michigan 7. That was the halftime show driven by Jermaine Alexis of Ann Arbor, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics, online at alexisofannarbor.com. Stay tuned. The second half call with Doug Karsh, John Jansen, and Jason Avant next. USC up by 7. Michigan getting the football. This is Wolverines football from Learfield.
Hey, Michigan fans, is it time to upgrade your outdoor living space? As the #1 brand in premium decking, TimberTech scores big points for real wood looks without the costly maintenance. It will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck can perform at the top of its game season after season. TimberTech, official decking and railing partner of Michigan Athletics. Order free samples at timbertech.com. That's timbertech.com.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to think forward first. Right now, check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Easy Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $359 a month for 36 months, with only $359 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for a low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet lease. Payment includes $1,000 RCO cash, $1,000 Open Trade Assist, and $400 AXZD BFG bonus cash. Offers are only valid on Package 200A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by November 3rd. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this great offer and lease a Bronco Sport Big Bend for $359 a month for 36 months. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Today's broadcast is presented by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. The Wolverines are out west for a road matchup with USC. Here again, Doug Karsh and John Jensen.
And Jason Avant down on the field. Founders Brewing Company brings us the halftime thoughts of Sharon Moore with his football team. And Jason, what was the tenor of his message?
To the offense, sustain blocks and strain. We're close to breaking some big runs. When you catch the ball, look to make a play. There's lots of space to run in the secondary. To the defense, we need to tackle in space, no extra yards after the catch. Need to get better leverage on the one-on-one balls. We need to out-physical them and out-hit them. Stay focused. And to the team, let's set the tone on the first drive. We get the ball back.
There you go. Those halftime thoughts brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Welcome to Kraft.
Jason, did you by chance see Justice Haynes coming out of the locker room?
I was talking and I didn't. Hold on 1 second.
We'll get an update here. Justice Haynes, 10 carries, 51 yards, but left the field on Michigan's final, next to last possession. Looked like he was holding his ribs and eventually went to the locker room. So we'll get an update on his condition here in the second half. Bryce Underwood, the first half, 8 of 12 for 79 yards and a touchdown. He also had that big quarterback scramble on the QB draw that got Michigan into a goal-to-goal situation. So here we go. The second half, as Sairi approaches the football, puts his right foot into it, and Andrew Marsh is going to let this one sail deep and out of the back of the end zone to our left. And the Wolverines, clad in their white jerseys, will be moving left to right here in the third quarter, trailing 14-7.
Yep, now it's Michigan's time to take control of the game. They're going to have to respond after USC went down at the end of the half and scored. You had a chance to reset in the locker room and now come out and capitalize on some of the things that you did well. You combined that rushing attack now that Jordan Marshall is out there to start the second half with a couple of nice throws downfield and that last drive that they have.
All on the right hash, two receivers split to the left. They'll go handoff up the middle and going nowhere. Is that Jordan Marshall or did they get Haynes back in there? Jordan Marshall?
Yeah, Jordan Marshall. I don't see Justice Haynes on the field.
That's disappointing. No gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10.
No, a little disappointing coming out. You want to set the tone on the offensive line, and you're just not getting that push really from the middle three right now.
Now they go empty set for Bryce Underwood. Three receivers split to the left, two to the right on the second down and 10. Underwood surveys the SC defense. Back to pass, delivers, caught Hogan Hansen at the 30. Flag is down, and Hansen across the 35, but he stepped out of bounds. I'm concerned about an offensive pass interference on Andrew Marsh here.
Well, it'd be nice if they'd call these both ways.
Yeah, you got to talk with the TV people during the halftime.
Yeah.
They thought there was some
extracurriculars downfield.
Yeah.
Pass interference. Offense, number 4. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
Awesome.
Well, it's obviously not the way you want to start, but, hey, what is it now? Second and 24? But that's where they are. They're going to have to protect well because they're going to have to throw the ball downfield.
Ball from the 12. They got to get it across the 35. Snap. Handoff. It's Jordan Marshall. Not much running room as he gets out near the 15. Out of the 16, the 17, and the pile gets out to the 18-yard line. Anthony Lucas, the transfer from Texas A&M on the stop. It's a gain of 6. It'll be third down and 17.
I'm curious as to the concept of, I know you get some big plays in the running game, but you would like to be able to recover half of that yardage. You're going to have to throw the ball downfield.
I just saw a replay of the Andrew Marsh pass interference. The ball was in the air when he went to block a guy downfield. It was almost all the way to Hogan Hansen. Third down and 17. Underwood. The crowd getting into it. Barks some commands. Now in a shotgun late in the play clock. Has the snap. Back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. He's in trouble. He's going to run. 20. and out to the 23-yard line where he was dropped in the middle of the field. And Michigan will go 3 and out on their first possession of the second half. The penalty did not help.
Well, you know on 3rd and long you're going to get an extra rusher. So they keep in the back, they pick it up, and the protection was fairly good. That's why I'm curious as to why they didn't throw it on 2nd down. You got a better chance of being able to spend a little bit of extra time, let receivers get down the field and pick up some of that yardage versus running for 5 yards.
Makai Lemon standing on his own 32-yard line to field this punt from Hudson Hollenbeck. He gets off a bit of a shank. He's going to need a roll, and he's not going to get it as it checks up and goes backwards near the 50 and is down by Max Bredesen at the USC 47-yard line. Well, not a great offensive possession, followed by not a great punt. USC has the football in their own 48 following a 29-yard punt. The Trojans leading at 14-7 here in LA. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Champions Circle is the leading Michigan athletics fan engagement community. We connect fans with once-in-a-lifetime experiences, produce public and private events, offer club memberships, and operate an online retail store, selling exclusive apparel, trading cards, autographs, and other memorabilia featuring Michigan student athletes. To become a member or learn more about how you can support your favorite Michigan student athletes, visit championscircleUofM.com. Champions Circle is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan Athletics.
Win with UMCU. Score a financial touchdown with the University of Michigan Credit Union's Go Blue checking account and get your exclusive Block M debit card for the extra point. UMCU's Go Blue checking account comes with no minimum balance, no hidden fees, and with the Block M debit card, you can show off your maize and blue wherever you go. Join today, Michigan fans. Visit umcu.org. That's umcu.org. UMCU is insured by NCUA.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear. Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Hey, listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Well, John, I'm optimistic for the third quarter because it's Michigan's best quarter in terms of point differential. They have outscored opponents by 33 points in the third quarter. That is their best quarter. For USC, they've outscored opponents by just 14. That is their worst quarter.
Well, one of the things that makes it the best for Michigan is the adjustments that they make at halftime on defense. We'll see what they've done here today.
King Miller in the backfield for Jordan Maiava, who takes the snap and rolls out to his right, looking downfield. He's got Makai Lemon down there. He lofts it, and it's caught but out of bounds inside the Michigan 35. It'll be 2nd down and 10. SC with good field position here at their own 48-yard line on their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and I like the coverage. I like the fact that, hey, you know, he looks like he's open, but you got a safety coming over. He gets there just in time. That's Brandon Hillman.
Three receivers split wide right. Shotgun here for Maiava. King Miller in the backfield. Wayman Jordan hasn't returned since he limped off in the first half. They're going to do a quick screen out there to Lemon, who's drilled immediately and dropped by T.J. Metcalf for a loss of 1. And now we get a flag.
15 yards, going the other way.
Let's see.
That was great reaction by T.J. Metcalf, and I don't know who the receiver was, but
that'll be after the play too.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 6 of the offense, his first touch penalty of the game. 15-yard penalty. The down counts. 3rd down.
Wow. So, boy, USC had good field position. Now they're looking at a third down in Temecula.
So good news. I do see Justice Haynes back on the field. He does have his helmet on, and he's testing out what appears to be his ribs.
Okay. Well, see if he gets back in the game. 3rd and 25 for USC on their first possession of the second half from their own 32-yard line. What a play by T.J. Metcalf. They're going to run it with Miller. And he's across the 40. Oh, no. 50, 40, 30. Going the other direction to the 20 on 3rd and 25. You cannot let that happen. King Miller has USC in the red zone.
Well, and it's all about angles. And, you know, part of being able to be a team that can make tackles in the open field, you got to take the right angle and understand when a guy is running at you, you don't run right at him. You got to run to where he's going so you can cut him off.
Dropped at the 19-yard line of the Wolverines, a gain of 49 on 3rd and 25. Mayava in a shotgun takes the snap, hands it off to Miller running left, and he gets tripped up at the 15-yard line. There's a gain of 4 on first down.
Nice job by Jayshon Barham of retracing his steps, coming back in to make a play. But the middle of that defensive front right now is losing the battle up front.
2nd down and 6 for the Trojans. There goes Sugar Huddle, and Mayava calls the play. 3 receivers split wide right. Watch out for Lemon out there. He's really good in the red zone. Snap, and they're going to hand it off to Miller running left. It's inside the 10, the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown USC. Trojans convert on 3rd and 25 and cap it off 2 plays later with a King Miller touchdown. His 3rd of the year.
What teams are starting to do when Jayshon Barham is on the edge, he loves to be able to get up the field. Well, they're going to let him go where he wants to go. He goes up the field, and when that happens, all the tackle does, or the pulling guard does, is let him go, and it creates a huge hole. They're getting pinned down inside, and there's no one there for support.
Zaire on for the extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 21-7, USC on top here, early 3rd quarter. And we get a flag after the play. Let's see what this is.
Michigan.
Mike isn't on. They have unsportsmanlike conduct on Michigan, which will be marched off on the ensuing kick here. 21-7, SC on top, 10:45 to go 3rd quarter. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Hey, Wolverine fans, it's college football season, and SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of Hail Marys and walk-on heroes. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the action this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Michigan football games or to any other live event in your area, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official ticket marketplace of the Michigan Wolverines. Let's go, Wolverines! SeatGeek.
The excitement, the passion, the tradition.
Listen to the crowd go wild. Michigan upsets Ohio State.
This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Fogut Financial Group is the proud wealth management partner of Michigan Athletics. The 4th annual Night Out at the Big House sold out, but due to increased demand, another date is scheduled for Thursday, November 6th. Learn strategies for managing the risks of retirement and enjoy complimentary dinner and drinks, door prizes, and exclusive access to Tour Michigan Stadium. Just go to mgoblue.com/bighouse to sign up. That's mgoblue.com/bighouse. Limited seats are available.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Coach John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. It is 21-7. USC on top of Michigan early third quarter. Not the start the Wolverines were looking for in the second half, John Jansen, but now a little bit of a hole. We'll see if they can dig out of it.
No, and it felt like those first two plays on defense, like, hey, the defense was flying around. TJ Metcalf comes up, makes a big play, and you get a 15-yard personal foul on USC, and all of a sudden, hey, you're looking at it going, hey, they're 3rd and 25. We can get off the field. We'll get our offense a little better field position, and then they bust out a run to pick up a first down. It's all about angles and execution. You got to take a good angle towards the ball carrier, and when you get there, you got to break down and make the play, and every guy on defense took a bad angle. And then on the touchdown, I appreciate Jay Sean being aggressive and being the speed guy off the edge that he is, but he's the one that created that hole. He blocked himself on that play, which allowed the running back to get up inside. The pulling offensive lineman didn't even have to block him.
Yeah, you got to go through people at some point. You can't go. That's what happened on the long. The defensive line went around blocks, and the secondary took bad angles and touchdown. Just like you said, you got to go through people and not around them.
I always worry about an onside kick or something. A little pop-up kick when you have a personal foul and an extra point. USC's going to kick off from the 50. You're going to be on high alert if you're on the receiving team. Sayuri approaches the football and will just kick it out the back of the end zone. So no need for concern there. Michigan will take over on the 25-yard line, trailing by 14 here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and it's time for Michigan. I mean, hey, the players are down there. They got to be able to see that. They're playing to the crowd.
USC is.
Yeah, USC is. Now Michigan has to come out here. There's no panic. There's plenty of game left, but you're going to have to respond. And as an offensive line, you got to respond by owning that line of scrimmage. Get some movement up front. Make those runs a little bit easier for the running backs.
Shotgun here for Underwood. Two receivers split to the right, one to the left. Takes the snap, back to pass. He's got some time. He's going to deliver, and he's got Marlon Klein out at the 30, who's takes a big hit there. It was Eric Gentry, who is just a monster on defense for them. Gain of 5, however, for Marlon Klein.
Does a nice job of sitting down in the zone, and a nice job by Bryce of throwing it to where he holds him up even by the throw. It's going to be a big hit, but if he leads him at all, it might be a knockout shot.
2nd down and 5 for the Wolverines. Two receivers split to the right, one to the left. They bring a man in motion. That's Samaj Morgan, who bubbles behind Bryce Underwood. Underwood hands it off to Jordan Marshall, who weaves through the defense across the 35. Give him a first down. Good run there for Jordan Marshall. Taken down at the 37-yard line. 1st and 10, Michigan.
Nice job by Jake Guarnero, the right guard, who's really done a nice job of coming in. If Obi had to go over to play for Gio, he's really solidified himself as the right guard. Gets up on the linebacker, gets a good push.
Two tight ends now for Michigan, Klein and Hansen. Shotgun for Bryce Underwood. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Jordan Marshall running left, and there's no room. It's stacked up at the 35. A loss of 2 on first down. Today, Abasiri on the stop. And, John, negative plays have hurt this Michigan offense.
Yeah, and, I mean, you can't have one good play where you have good double teams, you get up on linebackers, and then you have another one where you're not getting any movement up front. This is one where you've got to get movement at the point of attack. The left side, no movement.
Second down and long, 4 wide here for Underwood. USC crowding the line of scrimmage. Now Underwood takes the snap. QB draw, not much there. Breaks one tackle, tries to get outside, and he's dragged down from behind. Back at the original line of scrimmage, give him a yard. It'll be 3rd down and long. And it's that man Abasiri again on the stop.
Just not getting off on the run-throughs. They're starting to run some run blitzes. 1st and 2nd down, you got to keep your head up as an offensive lineman, and I don't like what I see him from Bryce. Got a little bit of a limp going.
3rd and 10 for Michigan from their own 37-yard line. Shotgun here for Bryce Underwood. USC crowds the line of scrimmage. They bring an extra rusher. Quickly delivers his Bryce, and it's too tall for his receiver, Donovan McCulley, in front of the SC bench. to the USC 45-yard line, and Michigan again will be forced to punt to Carlos Nicholson in coverage. And it is danger time for Michigan here in Los Angeles.
Well, I'm kind of left baffled. You got a free runner coming off the side, and Evan Link sets on him, but decides that he's not going to block him. And that's what causes Bryce to have to throw the ball sooner than he wanted to, but he had to get the ball out or he was going to get hit.
Hollenbeck has the snap. And gets off a low punt, fielded on the run by Lemon at his 28. And he's spun to the ground. Wow, good tackle there at the 30-yard line. Who latched down and went for a ride there for Michigan. A bunch of players down there. 35-yard punt. Troy Bowles. Nice tackle, young man. Well, the Wolverines trail it here in Los Angeles 21-7. 7:57 to go here, third quarter. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo presents. Down, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
Wow.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Here's Charles Woodson, Michigan legend.
As a young man, I gave my all to the Wolverines, making history, earning a Heisman Trophy, and now I'm back. Introducing Woodson Whiskey, the first spirit sponsor in school history, crafted with the same passion and excellence that defined my career. Woodson Bourbon Whiskey, where legacy meets excellence. Go blue and go Woodson Whiskey. Cheers, and please drink responsibly.
Gambling can be fun.
Here we go.
Kind of like skydiving. The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Today's broadcast is presented by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Let's head back to the Coliseum for more of Michigan and USC.
Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's, whether it's pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame comfort food. Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. You can pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites at your local Meijer. Aunt Millie's closer to home. 21-7 USC on top of Michigan. Story of this game, Jaden Maeva, exceptionally good at quarterback for the Trojans, 16 of 20, 180 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he's got the football back here with a chance to add to the SC lead. Michigan's defense needs to come up with a play, John. This is a danger zone for the Wolverines. 1st and 10 from their own 29. Maeva hands it off to King Miller. He's got all kinds of room running left, 30, 40, 50, into Michigan territory, down the near sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds by Mason Curtis at the Michigan 23-yard line. What has happened to the run defense?
Well, we're getting owned up front. We're losing the battle at the line of scrimmage, and that's the exact same play that they ran and scored a touchdown on last time. They pull that guard, and there is no one home. He doesn't even have anybody to block.
That is his second run. Long run, 49 yards the first time, 48 yards that time. Now for the Michigan 24-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for the Trojans. Maeva back to pass over the middle. He's got Jacoby Lane inside the 15 and dropped at the Michigan 13-yard line. pitch and catch right there.
Yeah, so for the Michigan defense, they haven't recovered from the first big run. I've seen everyone's head drop down. It seems like they haven't recovered. Another note, Brandon Hillman was out this series. He was away from the huddle. Mason Curtis went in for him because he was part of the reason of the first big run.
First and 10 SC from the Michigan 13-yard line. Wholesale changes for Michigan as they bring in 5 subs for this play. King Miller, the former walk-on, is having a half, and he takes the snap. Nope, they go Mayava to Makai Lemon, pass underneath, and he's chased out of bounds for a 2-yard loss. Wolverines strung that one out. Lemon had nowhere to go, and I'll spot it back at the 14, maybe 15-yard line.
Nice job by TJ Guy that time on the end of the line of scrimmage. Showed a little bit of patience, stayed home, was disciplined, forced that play to go a little flatter than I think it was probably drawn up or designed to go.
Second down and 11 for the Trojans. 3 receivers split to the right for Mayava. He's got the snap. Hand off to Miller running left, and now the Wolverines stack him up and drop him right at the 15-yard line. I think he lost another half yard or a yard there. Wolverines defense, hey, they made those wholesale substitutions, and Dominic Nichols on that stop, he was one of the guys that came in.
Yeah, Dom Nichols did a nice job.
Wolverines are saying it's their football.
Dom was square, saw the ball.
Replay here. We're not going to see one, and they're not going to show one in the stadium, but Wolverines came up pointing their direction, but to no avail. 3rd down and 12 for the Trojans from the 15-yard line of Michigan. They lead at 21-7, 5:11 to go third quarter. Mayava in a shotgun. Back to pass, looking to his right. Here comes Nichols. He escapes out of there. Now it's Trey Pierce trying to track him down. He can't catch up to him. Mayava's going to throw, and it's picked off. The Wolverines intercepted inside the 5. Wow. What a turn of events. Zeke Berry, the California native out of De La Salle High School with the interception, and Michigan not dead yet.
No, and I tell you what, that mass substitution was basically for the defensive line, and I would tell those guys, be ready because you're going back in there. You won up front. That's the reason we turned the ball over. Now we need more of that moving forward.
Michigan will have it on their own 4-yard line following the diving interception by Zeke Berry. 21-7 USC on top. 5 minutes to go third quarter. Let's go to the update desk and Rob Joyce. Rob?
Hey, Doug, still just the 2 Big Ten games in progress. A good one brewing in Minneapolis. Purdue leads at Minnesota 17-13. Boilermakers have it inside the red zone looking for more. Meanwhile, it's getting worse for Wisconsin. Midway through the fourth quarter, Iowa just scored a touchdown, 37-0. Hawkeyes lead in Madison over the Badgers. Everything else is a final top 10 till Indiana. Its first top 10 road win in program history went to Oregon, won 30-20. Hoosiers were 0-46 lifetime before that. Northwestern gave Penn State a 3rd consecutive defeat, 22-21 Wildcats. Drew Aller out for the year, left the game in the fourth quarter, and James Franklin said he's done. Ohio State defeated Illinois in a top 25 clash, 34-16. UCLA went to East Lansing and took care of Michigan State, 38-13. Spartans 0-3 in the Big Ten. And Nebraska slipped past Maryland with a late touchdown, 34-31. Notably in the top 25 halftime on the Plains, Auburn leads number 10 Georgia, 10-3 at the break. Earlier today, 6th-ranked Oklahoma lost its first game of the year, 23-6 at the hands of Texas in the Red River rivalry. And 8th-ranked Alabama escaped with a 27-24 win at number 14 Missouri. So that's your check of scores. We'll recap the entire day in college football, get to the highlights of our game, and get post-game reaction from the locker room, all on the SeatGeek post-game show. Doug?
Thank you very much, Rob. Boy, interesting score. Wisconsin getting blown out by Iowa. It was a weird day in the Big Ten. Some real surprising results.
Yeah, it was a strange day. And how about Indiana going out to Oregon? That's as impressive a win as they've probably had in decades.
Ever?
But I mean, hey, they staked their claim. They heard all the controversy last year about their schedule. They didn't beat anybody big. They go out to Oregon and get a win like that. That's planting a flag. But you know, the task at hand is obviously here for Michigan, and whatever they did, whatever those substitutions were, those guys up front that came in, they were disciplined. Dom Nichols did a great job of crashing down, keeping his shoulder square, being disciplined. I mentioned TJ Guy on that one play. They created turnover. Now it's up to Michigan's offense to find some type of rhythm. You got to be able to win up front or it's not going to happen. It's onto this offensive line, whether it's the run game or protection. You've got to find a way to get guys blocked up front.
I'm kind of worried about the replay guy.
What are you worried about? They're looking at the interception?
Yeah, they're looking at the interception as a potential overturn. We'll see. They've been there for a while.
After reviewing the play, the ruling of an interception is upheld. 1st and 10, Michigan.
Yeah, usually when the defensive back stays on the ground a long time, that means he didn't catch it clean. But apparently there wasn't enough video evidence to overturn it.
Well, that is a huge play to keep Michigan, get them off the mat here a little bit in this third quarter, trailing 21-7. But a lot of field in front of the Wolverines, who are operating without Justice Haynes. Zeke Berry's third career interception, giving Michigan the football back on their own 4. The fans down there in the end zone to our left getting into it. Bryce Underwood standing in his own end zone, takes the snap and hands it off to Jordan Marshall. Weaves through some defenders out across the 10. A good gain on first down for Jordan Marshall.
Yeah, when you're backed up like that, number one goal is, hey, we got to pick up a first down. We got to make sure we give ourselves a little bit of breathing room. That's a great job, picking up 6 on first down. Now you got a manageable 2nd and 4.
Underwood in a shotgun, ball on the left hash. Surveys the SC defense, takes the snap. He's going to roll out to his right and fire to Andrew Marsh, who's got it at the 15. Tackled by his head by Eric Gentry, but down right there at the 16. Move the chains for Michigan.
Wow, I'd like to see that one in slow motion. It looked like he had his hand wrapped around his face mask. Wouldn't be surprising if this officiating crew missed it. They've been horrific all day today.
1st and 10 Michigan from the 16-yard line. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Delayed handoff. Jordan Marshall, lots of room across the 25 out to the 30, and he's dragged down there from behind by Jaden Walker, the Portage, Michigan native. First down, Wolverines. They're out from the shadows of their own goalpost. Michigan quickly to line of scrimmage. Snap, handoff to Marshall running left. Cuts upfield, 35, bounces outside at the 40. Another first down for Michigan. How about those plays back-to-back? Yep. Jordan Marshall, Cincinnati Moeller High School product.
Well, and it's okay to use tempo. It's okay to get set up, get back to the line of scrimmage, run a play before the defense can make any substitutions.
Bryson Cusdahl comes in here to give Marshall a breather. 1st and 10 Michigan from their own 39-yard line. Underwood claps his hands, takes the snaps, going to fire quickly. Wide receiver screen to Andrew Marsh. He's got some blockers out there, but USC clogs it up. Give him a yard, maybe 2, before they take him to the ground at the 41. At safety, Kamari Ramsey, the transfer from UCLA on the stop.
Hey, Jason, when he catches that ball, does he take off too quick? Should he first look and see where his blockers are, or are you okay with what he did there?
Yeah, I'm always thinking that you're trying to get the ball outside. So the blockers are trying to position themselves outside, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and you have to react. That's what I thought he did.
2nd down and 8. Underwood over the middle. He's got Donovan McCulley on a slant in SC territory inside the 40 and down at the 38-yard line. Michigan started this drive on their own 4. They're going to mark it back at the 40, and they've got it 1st and 10 in SC territory, a gain of 19. Michigan quickly to the line. Snap. Underwood rolls to his left, delivers Andrew Marsh at the 30. He's got a first down at the 29. Move the chains again. Minute 59 to go, third quarter. Wolverines down 2 scores.
He is slinging it right now. He's seeing the defense well. He's feeling comfortable. And I like the fact that they're quick throws. We haven't held up well in protection, so get that ball into his hand, run some quick routes. Receivers are doing a really nice job of being able to be active and getting downfield and finding that the opening, sitting down in the zone.
Blake Frazier in there. They got 3 tackles, 2 of them lined up to the right. Underwood takes the snap. Play action. Looking downfield. Going to take a shot. to the goal line, and Andrew Marsh can't come down with it inside the 5 to Carlos Nicholson, give him the PBU. Marsh went high to try and pull it out of the sky, but incomplete.
That's one you want to see the young guy come down with. Gave him a chance. Those are the plays that need to be made when you're losing by 2 scores.
21-7, USC on top. 2nd down and 10 for Michigan. Underwood in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Hand off to Cusdall. Not much running room there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage before he's stacked up. Eric Gentry leading the SC tacklers. And it'll be 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, they've got to recognize that they got an extra guy on the line of scrimmage. Gentry has been lining up about 3 or 4 yards off the ball. As soon as he gets on, first of all, you have to anticipate that whole entire defensive line is going to pitch across your face once they do. And then from there, you don't have anybody to account for him.
Big 3rd down here. Cusdall still in the backfield, 4 wide for Michigan. Underwood in a shotgun, USC crowding the line of scrimmage. Now they rush 4, back to pass, and it's intercepted inside the 10 by the Trojans. Bishop Fitzgerald comes down with it. Underwood overthrew his intended receiver, Donovan McCulley, and Fitzgerald on the pick returns it out to the 26-yard line where he's forced out of bounds.
It seemed like there was a lot of contact on that play. I know you guys can see the replay. It seemed like there was contact.
Well, a way to replay, but it's a moot point as USC is going to have the football here with inside 40 seconds to go, 3rd quarter.
I think he just overthrew Samaj. I think Samaj was the one that he was intended to throw the ball to. There was a lot of contact on Donovan McCulley.
You don't think McCulley was the intended receiver there?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it went right over. It went right over the head of Samaj Morgan. And I know Donovan was headed to that direction. He wasn't open. Samaj was.
Well, they're backing this football up now and spotting it at the Michigan 22-yard line. That was a heck of a drive. Very promising drive. Negative plays, man. This team can't afford to get behind the chains. 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line on the Trojans. Empty backfield here for Jordan Mayavan.
The ruling of an interception has been confirmed. 1st and 10.
Is there much of a doubt?
I'm pretty sure he caught that one in the air and started running with it. Empty
backfield. Now Mayava will shift King Miller into the backfield behind him. Set up to the right. Snap and handoff to Miller and met at the hole by Eno Etta. Spins out of Etta's tackle, but gets a yard, and that's it. What will likely be the final play of quarter number 3, unless the Trojans want to snap it again. With a 21-7 lead, they're probably in no rush.
No, I tell you what, Eno Etta on that one, he's doing a nice job of getting a full extension, being able to see where the running back is, shed the block, and go make the play.
The clock ticks down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Do the Wolverines have a comeback in them? They trail it 21-7 here in Los Angeles. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Trojans as we go to the 4th quarter. You're listening to Michigan football from Learfield.
Pumpkin picking is here at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. And this patch is packed with prizes. Every Friday in October from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m., 4 lucky guests will step into the pumpkin patch for their chance to win. Pick the perfect pumpkin and win up to $1,500 in premium play. Pumpkin picking is here at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. It's all treats, no tricks this October. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at ProgressiveCommercial.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
When your car is making a strange noise, no matter what it is, you can't just pretend it's not happening.
That's an interesting sound.
It's like your mental health. If you're struggling and feeling overwhelmed, it's important to do something about it. It can be as simple as talking to someone, or just taking a deep, calming breath to ground yourself. Because once you start to address the problem, you can go so much further. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Look, here's John Jansen, Jason Avant down on the field. Thanks for being with us, Michigan football. As we go to the fourth quarter, they light the Olympic flame here in the fourth quarter. To our right, USC leading Michigan 21-7. And the Wolverines' defense has kept this from being worse. They have forced 2 USC turnovers when USC was in the Michigan red zone.
Yeah.
Now the defense maybe can help the offense out and try and force a turnover deep in USC territory.
Yeah, going to have to find a way to get this offense better field position. They had that one drive at the end of the first half where they were able to drive about a 6-minute drive and put something together, but they've really struggled, whether it's been penalties or obviously the turnover there. They just kind of shot themselves in the foot and come up short too many times.
Turns out it was pretty useless that I offered up that the third quarter was Michigan's best this season and USC's worst.
Well, hey, every game is going to provide its own challenges, and now it's up to Michigan here. And going into the fourth quarter with a 14-point deficit, they're going to have to find a way to light their own flame.
USC with 17 first downs to Michigan's 16. USC has rushed for 176 yards. 97 coming on 2 runs from King Miller here. It took place in the third quarter. Michigan 119 yards rushing. USC 190 through the air to Michigan's 122. 366 total yards to Michigan's 241. 2 turnovers for the Trojans and the one that just took place for Michigan. Defense could really use a 3-and-out here to try and keep the Wolverines in this one. 2nd down and 9 for SC, thanks to the good play by Eno Etta on the first play of this drive. They've got it on their own 23-yard line. And a shotgun takes the snap. Going to fire quickly to Makai Lemon. Wide receiver screen. 35. Leaps over a defender and is chopped down at the 40. And it comes up jawing. Give him a first down for SC at the 41-yard line.
I don't know what it takes to get an offensive lineman downfield call. But they got 3 linemen that are 7 yards downfield before that ball is caught.
1st and 10 for the Trojans from their own 41-yard line. Lyava and a shotgun. Looks to the sideline. Now shifts King Miller from his left to his right. They'll hand it off to Miller running left, and he's got room. Boy, they're getting room on the edges, and he gets chopped down as he gets to the 49. A gain of 7 on first down. Why are those runs to the edges so effective?
Well, Jay Sean is really getting upfield, and he's running himself out of the plays, and they're using his momentum. They're not even really having to block him very much, and they're just cutting the ball inside of him. At some point, he's going to have to come inside instead of going up so much. I know he wants to get after the quarterback, but you're giving up so many yards on the ground.
2nd and short for the Trojans from the 49-yard line. Alba takes the snap, back to pass, over the middle, delivers, and it's caught in Michigan territory for a first down. Dropped immediately by Jair Hill as Jaden Richardson, the transfer from Tufts, in the change for the Trojans.
I tell you what, Lincoln Riley has done a tremendous job in terms of a play caller against this defense. Being able to hit the edges in the run game, some of those quick passes over the middle, taking the shots downfield, but being judicious is when he does it.
1st and 10 USC from the Michigan 46-yard line. Lyava in a shotgun. Rolls out to his right, delivers, and it's caught. And inside the 40 and knocked out of bounds by TJ Metcalf is Tunu Hines, the freshman. It's a gain of 7 on first down.
It's a big cushion out there.
12:40 to go in the ballgame. 21-7, USC on top, and USC trying to put this one out of reach right here. Second down and 2. Too often USC's been looking at second down and 2, and Michigan's been looking at second down and 12.
Yep. They've been so effective on first down.
Shotgun from Ayaba. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Miller, and he gets bottled up at the line of scrimmage. And forward, does he get the first down is the question, and the answer is yes.
That's what you can do when you're at 2nd and 2. You don't have to have a big gainer to move the sticks.
From the 36-yard line of the Wolverines, Michigan needs to come up with another one of those big-time turnovers.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, Michigan just needs to be a little bit more disciplined in how they're operating this defense.
Takes a high snap and hands it off to Miller, and he's bottled up and thrown to the ground in the backfield by Derek Moore. It might give him the line of scrimmage. Good play there by the senior captain out of Baltimore for Michigan. We have an injured Wolverine.
Timeout for an injured player for defense.
Cole Sullivan slow getting up.
And here comes the certified athletic trainers. Sean Moore out there as well. He's on one knee. We're going to take a break here with 11:23 to go in the ballgame. USC looking at a 2nd and 10. The Trojans lead at 21-7. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Since 1980, Grand Traverse Resort and Spa has been a Michigan vacation tradition. A place where lake views meet legendary fairways, where spa days turn into starry nights, and where family memories last for generations. Whether it's a summer getaway, a fall color tour, or a cozy winter escape, your perfect Michigan vacation starts here. Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, a Michigan tradition since 1980. Book your getaway at grandtraverseresort.com. Proud partner of Michigan Athletics.
Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's. Whether it's in your cupboard, at your local Meijer, or even at the Big House. From pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame victory food, Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. Pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites at your local store, or grab a hot dog or a hamburger at the Big House to see what we're all about. Aunt Millie's, closer to home.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Cars, John Jansen, Jason Avant on the field. It is 21-7, USC on top of Michigan with 11:23 to go in the ballgame. We are looking at a critical series of downs here with USC on the brink of field goal range, trying to make it a 3-score game. Michigan's defense has come up big on a number of occasions inside the red zone with 2 turnovers. They could use one now with the Trojans looking at a 2nd down and 10. And
yeah, look like the defense has to turn it over and score right here. Yeah, because we're struggling offensively.
Well, they're moving the ball. It's just they get behind the chains and then drives fall apart.
Yeah, and I mean they're just not making the plays. Like Andrew Marshall would have been a great play down on about the 2-yard line, but those are the ones that you got to find a way to make if you're going to beat a team like USC.
All right, out of the timeout. Cole Sullivan on the Michigan bench. Jimmy Rolder and Ernest Hausman going at linebacker in there right now for Michigan. Snap. Maeva looking down the middle. He's got all kinds of time, and it's dropped. Pass dropped by Tanuk Hines, the freshman. That would have been a first down. Bit of a break there as he was open.
Yep.
And it'll be 3rd and 10.
We'll take a stop any way we can get it. Now, hey, whether you've done the work or they did it for you, 3rd and 10, you got to find a way to stop and at a very minimum, force them into trying to go for a long field goal.
This would be the longest attempt of the year if they have to kick it from here, from Sairi. 3rd and 10 for the Trojans. Wolverines got to get a stop here. Mayava back to pass. Here comes a rush. He's going to bail out of there left. The flag is down. How about that? Mayava running towards the sideline, and TJ Metcalf knocks him out of bounds short of the first down at the 30-yard line. We await this flag, and it is
holding. 59 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Kai Benuelos on the infraction.
Like I said, whether you do the work or they do the work for you, a drop pass, a holding call, I can't fault him for that one. He got bull rushed, got knocked over, and instead of his quarterback getting hit, he just pulls down Derek Moore with him. Sometimes you got to go to life-saving measures as an offensive lineman. That was one of them.
Well, the Wolverines had USC in jail earlier on a 3rd and 25, and they ran 49 yards for a first down. This is a 3rd and 20, and they could pick up some yardage here to maybe get a field goal attempt, but the ball's backed all the way up to their own 46. Mayava goes quick wide receiver screen to Makai Lemon. Across the 40 down to the 37-yard line, and he is dropped right there by Derek Moore downfield. And what are they going to do here on 4th and 10? It looks like they're sending in the punter, Sam Johnson. Nope, he's going to hold, my bad, for Sairi. Now, I mentioned earlier I saw him good in pregame warm-ups out to 57 in shorts to the other end zone. This would be a 54-yard field goal attempt. Ball's on the right hash. Trying to make it a 3-score game with 10:14 to go. Snap. Hold is good. Kick is on the way, and the kick is good. Sairi with a season-long 54-yard field goal attempt, and USC now leads at 24-7 here in Los Angeles. It's not as bad as a touchdown, but
it's still now it's a 3-score game, and it's a must-score situation, and quite honestly, it's a must-score quickly situation.
Wolverines trail it by 17 with 10:01 to go. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Hey, Michigan fans, is it time to upgrade your outdoor living space? As the #1 brand in premium decking, TimberTech scores big points for real wood looks without the costly maintenance. It will never rot, warp, splinter, or peel. And it's backed by industry-leading warranties, so your deck can perform at the top of its game season after season. TimberTech, official decking and railing partner of Michigan Athletics. Order free samples at timbertech.com. That's timbertech.com.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Insurance for motorcycles, boats, and RVs. For protection on the road and on the water. See how much you can save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
It's time to think forward first. Right now, check out the 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Easy Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2025 Bronco Sport Big Bend for $359 a month for 36 months, with only $359 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Payment includes $1,000 RCO cash, $1,000 Open Trade Assist, and $400 AXZD BFG bonus cash. Offers are only valid on Package 200A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by November 3rd. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this great offer and lease a Bronco Sport Big Bend for $359 a month for 36 months. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Jason Avant, Wolverines trailing the USC Trojans 24-7 with 10:01 to go in the ballgame. Well, these are the moments legends are made, right, John?
Yes, it is. And there's plenty of opportunity out there. You got 10 minutes left in this game, and it's time to go out there and make some plays. It's not going to be easy, and it certainly hasn't been pretty up to this point, but you've got to find a way to move the ball downfield, be good on first down, and it's really going to be up to this offensive line to be able to protect Bryce. Now, what I would expect Chip Lindsey to be able to do is combine some of those pocket passes where you're going to be able to get the ball out quickly, but also put Bryce on the run. Make it a little bit clearer for him and the vision downfield, and to try and get him out there, relocate the launch point of the quarterback so they can't just pin their ears back and try and figure out where he's going to be right behind center.
You can expect some bracket coverage on the back end, cover 2, to look at the quarterback, keep as many people back, make them dink and dunk it down the field rather than over the top.
Bryce 13 of 20, 122 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. Andrew Marsh will let this one go into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback, and Michigan will take over on the 25-yard line. Marsh, Michigan's leading receiver tonight with 7 catches for 69 yards. McCauley, 3 catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. 10:01 to go. Probably a bit of hurry-up offense here from Michigan. Under the lights in the Coliseum in Los Angeles.
Just watch out for Donovan McCulley. If he gets a one-on-one in this situation, if Bryce can put some air under the ball so he can be able to locate it and use his athleticism rather than a rope throw that he's been receiving most of the game.
25-yard line, 1st and 10 for Michigan. Ball on the left hash, 3 receivers split to the wide side. That's the right. Underwood hands it off to Jordan Marshall up the middle. He's across the 30 out to the 32-yard line. Check that, the 31 is where they'll say his knee was down, and a gain of 6 yards on first down.
Get a little bit of confidence, and you put yourself in a position now on 2nd down. You can take a shot downfield, and hey, if it doesn't complete, then it's a manageable 3rd down to pick up.
2nd down and 6 for Michigan. Underwood surveys the defense. Claps his hands. Bobbles the snap. Back to pass. Fires near side. Andrew Marsh has it. Andrew Marsh to the 40. To the 30. Down the sideline. Andrew Marsh to the 10. To the 5. Touchdown. Wolverines. Andrew Marsh. A lightning bolt. Just what we called for. And 69 yards to the end zone. It's 24-13.
So that was cover 2 defense. They were able to get the whole shot in between the corner and the safety, and it was a great job by Marsh checking up and making the safety go over to take a miss to a touchdown.
He caught it, made one man miss, and he was off to the races. And are the Wolverines going for 2 here? Interesting.
Well, I guess they can.
That's an idea plan to make it a 9-point game. Bunch formation to the right. 4 guys split out there. They're going to throw it left for McCauley, and Bryce overthrew him. Incomplete. Interesting decision there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're chasing points right now.
That 69-yard touchdown pass to Andrew Marsh brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. 24-13, USC on top of Michigan. 9:17 to go in the ballgame. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
Any true Wolverine knows you're a Wolverine for life. At Greenleaf Trust, we believe in that same lifelong commitment. With a 99% client retention rate, our relationships span generations, just like your loyalty to the maize and blue. We specialize in goals-based wealth management, trust administration, and retirement plan services for today and generations to come. Because staying true isn't just a Michigan tradition, it's our tradition too. Learn more at greenleaftrust.com and go blue.
Are you interested in a career in metals and plastics distribution? Join the Alro team. Alro Steel and Alro Plastics have over 3,000 teammates in 80 locations covering 16 states. At Alro, you will receive extensive upfront training with many opportunities for advancement. Our core values include loyalty, honesty, and integrity. We offer competitive compensation and an excellent benefits package. Apply today at careers.alro.com.
A lot of life can happen between sips of Dasani. You know,
The life moments, big and small, that are worth getting thirsty for. Like organizing a family movie night under the stars. Or hearing an old favorite song and having an impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Sports betting can be fun, just like football. There's excitement, winning.
Blue 32! Blue 32!
But imagine that sports betting is a 300-pound lineman coming straight at you. For tips that will help keep you on your feet, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Today's broadcast is presented by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Wolverines, Trojans. For more, let's return to Doug and John.
It's time to spotlight today's best of the game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. John, we haven't
had a lot that we would claim as the best, but I'll take that last play to Andrew Marsh. And here's the numbers for Andrew Marsh today. 8 catches, 138 yards, and obviously that 69-yard touchdown is long for the day. For a freshman in this environment, for a play like that, I'll give him the best of the game.
Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Marsh coming off a 4-catch, 80-yard performance last week against Wisconsin. Follows it up with those numbers tonight. And we're not done. 9:17 to go. USC on top, 24-13. We asked for a quick score. We got it. We need to start asking for stuff more, John.
All right. Well, I'd like a fumble on this return.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's see. Rub the magic genie lamp.
There you go. Beckham Sunderland approaches the football. And a fair catch is signaled for and made at the goal line. So, unfortunately,
I was thwarted before I even had a chance.
Yeah. Well, now it's time for a strip right here.
Something.
Ernest Hausman, tackle the ball.
Let's see. We'll take over at the 35-yard line. This is an interesting point in the game. When you're leading like this, does your play calling change a little bit? Do you try and milk some clock? And can Michigan take advantage of that?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, you'd like to, but honestly, they've operated their offense. They've only stopped themselves with the 2 turnovers in the red zone. So if I'm Lincoln Riley, I keep operating the offense as we have.
First and 10 for the 25. Mayava hands it off to Miller, running left, and he's met right there and dropped immediately for a short loss. Ernest Hausman was in there. Rayshawn Benny was in there. Trey Pierce was in there. Going to be second down and 11.
A lot of their big gains has been on the edge in attacking the edge of that Michigan defense. I don't know why they would change things and go right up the middle.
King Miller, who's gotten the majority of the carries here after Wayman Jordan left the game injured. We have seen very little of Eli Sanders.
Nobody over the slot right now.
Back to pass is Mayava. Looking downfield, is going to deliver. Too tall, incomplete for Jacoby Lane right in front of the Michigan bench. Going to be third down and long.
And John, that was a whole shot from USC trying to get in between the corner and the safety.
Yeah, nice job by the corners to staying with the receiver, making that throw near impossible to be able to drop it. Yeah, I mean that was a small hole to try and drop it into. Zeke Berry did a great job.
Big play here. And the Wolverines force a 3 and out.
They put Jair Hill at nickel the last 2 possessions.
Third and 10 for the Trojans. Mayava back to pass. Over the middle, delivers. He's got his tight end who takes a huge hit. The ball comes out. Are they saying incomplete? Are they saying fumble? Or are they saying he was down?
They're saying he was down.
So he catches it and is down. And of the 3 scenarios, that's the worst. First down for SC at the 45-yard line. They quickly go to the line of scrimmage. Michigan is nowhere near ready as USC snaps the football. And now we get a whistle, and did Sharon take a timeout?
Prior to the snap,
you might want that one reviewed.
First time out of the half, Michigan.
TJ Metcalf on the hit. Do we get this play reviewed?
Well,
please reset the game clock.
I don't know, Jason. Did you see the hit? I'm a little concerned if they review it. That might have been a bit high.
Yeah, he hit him pretty high. Yeah, so that's definitely a concern. And I think he was down by contact with how long it took for that ball to come out. So I doubt if it's an overturn or
it's a catch.
Blake McCree was the man who brought it in. The big play tight end came into this game averaging over 20 yards per reception, and that was right on 20 yards on that 3rd and 10.
And it's kind of confusing in that situation. Normally you have a middle runner. That's a guy that's designated to run down the middle of the field to prevent any shot down the middle in the cover 2 defense. So you have a guy designated for that. I don't know how that occurs in this situation, 2nd and long.
One of the stories of this game for SC is King Miller, the walk-on redshirt freshman who came into this game with 152 yards rushing on the season. He's got 154 yards rushing tonight. 1st and 10 for SC. 8:06 to go. They lead at 24-13. Have the ball on their own 45-yard line. It's an empty set here for Jaden Maeva. Brings a man in motion. Screen. Snap. And they'll go wide receiver screen. Pull Makai Lemon across the 50 and dropped right there. A gain of 5. Trey Pierce and Ernest Hausman combined on the tackle. Saw that one coming, huh, Jason?
Well, same formations. You start to see it after a while. Hopefully our defense can figure it out.
We got an injured Wolverine. Is that Trey Pierce?
Yeah. He was down before they set the ball.
That's the
Prior
new
to the
rule.
ball being made ready for play, timeout for an injury to the defense.
Doug, you talked about, do they change how they're operating the offense? And obviously they haven't. And I don't think they will. The only thing that they may do, and I know they went hurry up because they didn't want to review on that play, even though it was a catch. This offense hasn't huddled up a lot. They did a couple of times in the first half, but I do believe that that's where they're going to try and drain some clock. Huddle up. They'll break the huddle at about 13 seconds on the play clock, get to the line of scrimmage. So in between plays is where they'll try and eat up the clock, but I wouldn't expect them to go full, just run the ball and trying to run out the clock.
Jaden Maeva, 24 of 31, 255 yards, the 2 touchdowns, and the 1 interception. Bryce Underwood on the other side, 14 of 21, 191, also 2 touchdowns and an interception. As they have Trey Pierce on his feet, now he is limping off the field.
Trey's played really well for this defense. Hate to see him not be able to finish this game.
The football is right on the 50-yard line here.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to run it out, John. This offense is, predicated on being aggressive, and Lincoln Riley's team is usually trying to run up the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, it's not like they're putting the ball at huge risk either. I mean, wide receiver screens, hand the ball off, down the middle to the tight end. It's
controlled offense.
Yeah.
Trey to the sideline, and he's taking him right to the 10. We have not seen Justice Haynes in this second half. He's down on the field. He's in uniform, but yeah, obviously looks like he's out.
And they started the clock, and they'll break the huddle right at 13.
You called it. 2nd down and 5 for Maeva and this USC offense. Quick pass, far side, 1st down at the 40, and Jaden Richardson's got it down to the 39-yard line where he is dropped by Jaden Sanders, moved the chains for the Trojans.
At what point, Jason, would you expect them to tighten up the coverage? I mean, he basically runs to the 1st down marker, and there's no defensive back within 5 yards of him because the cushion is so big.
Yeah, when you're down and you're playing zone coverage, you're going to give up these plays. You have to get into man-to-man and force the issue. Force them to throw the ball over the top, to do some things that they don't want to do. So you have to play man-to-man.
1st and 10 from the Michigan 40. Mayava hands it off. Running left is Jackson. He runs into Ernest Hausman and is dropped at the 37-yard line. Brian Jackson's first carry of the game, and Hausman's team-leading 9th tackle in this one, a gain of 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, I mean, they're just giving up too much yardage on first down, and now USC's going to huddle up again.
So what most defensive coordinators in this situation do, they'll play man and they'll start blitzing you more. They'll take more chances, saying, you know what, at the worst, we'll give up a touchdown, which gives our offense the ball back, but at the best, we'll get a turnover. So we're seeing a more conservative approach.
Inside of 6 minutes to go. Mayava hands it off to Jackson, and he's close to the first down. He's dropped at the 31-yard line by Trey Williams. And it'll be third down and a yard here when Michigan needs to get off the field here.
Yeah, third and a yard, and the way that they're operating coming out of the huddle, it's going to be close to the 5-minute mark before the next snap of the ball.
Get across the 30. It's just inside the 31. Might be 4-down territory for SC anyway. Mayava in a shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Miller, and he's got the first down. Down to the 29. He didn't get it by much, but he got it. Move the chains for SC, and it's starting to feel like the slow bleed.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly the slow bleed, and it's, if they're going to run the ball, then Michigan has to find a way on first down to get a tackle for no gain or even a yard. You can't give up 5 yards every single first down, because now when it's 2nd and 5, you're trying to defend the pass, the run, you're trying to do everything, and you just got to try and make them a little bit more one-dimensional at this time.
What they need now is a turnover from the 29-yard line. Mayava will hand it off to Jackson. He's got all kinds of room. Up the middle, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, USC. Brian Jackson, his second touchdown of the season. And it's 30-13 Trojans. Cut back against the grain, and there was nobody home.
No, defensive line is just taking a side. In this defense, you can't take a side. If you do, you open up rush lanes. You've got to play through the offensive linemen. They're doing their job for them. As soon as you take a side, they're just going to take you which way you want to go.
They went with an all-out blitz there, cover 0, like I was saying.
Zaire on for the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good.
And when you go all-out blitz, there's no one else home. I wish that would have happened earlier, where it was more time on the clock. But
a flag on the extra point here.
Well, here's the thing you can't do is out of frustration, lash out. I mean, they already scored on you. We saw it on once already on the touchdown.
There's no foul for any action after the play. Kickoff from the 35-yard line.
Interesting. There was some discussion with Troy Bowles down there. Sherrill Moore went and talked to the official.
Talked him out of it.
I guess. 31-13, USC on top, 4:21 to go in the ball game. And John, there's work to do. I'm not sure Michigan will see an offense this good until they take on the Buckeyes at the end of the year. But
no, they won't. But that's why this was the measuring stick game. And there's a lot of things that I thought could happen in this game, but giving up 226 yards on the ground probably wasn't at the top of the list against this USC offense.
We knew they were very good offensively. I think the backbreaker to me, I'm going to go back to the 3rd and 25 handoff for 49 yards.
No, it really seemed to take the air out of the sails. And it almost felt like that early in the game, like it was a crushing blow that they just haven't been able to overcome. But they had their opportunities, and it's honestly, it's just been being out of position defensively and offensively, not owning the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it feels like this defense wore down here a little bit. Zairi's kickoff. Andrew Marsh will field it 3 yards deep and take a knee. And the Wolverines will take over on the 25-yard line, trailing at 31-13. USC has had the football in this game 8 times. They have 4 touchdowns, 1 field goal, 2 turnovers, and 1 lone punt. They have punted 6 times in what is almost 6 complete games this season.
Yeah, and they've had the ball 8 minutes more than Michigan has. And Michigan started the second half with the ball. They deferred, got the ball in the second half, and you go 3 and out to start the second half. You go 3 and out to start the game.
Michigan with the football on their own 25-yard line. Pretty much pass every down now here for the Wolverines. Underwood is back to pass. He's in trouble. Here comes the rush, and he will be sacked. Back at the 14-yard line. Abasere got home, and that's a loss of 11.
Well, and the protection was good early on. That's a coverage sack.
Yeah, he's got to throw that one away.
Yeah.
2nd and 21. Underwood in a shotgun. Back to pass. Looking downfield, is going to let it go and throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 21. And 3:42 to go in the ballgame.
Well, I'd really like to get him outside the pocket. Let him get a clear view down the field. I don't care if it cuts half the field off. You put McCulley and Marsh on that side. You roll out to them and see if you can get a better vision downfield. It doesn't feel like Bryce is being able to see right now. And you're just seeing a young quarterback not really understand where to go with the football.
4 wide here on 3rd down and 21. Underwood standing on his own 10. And now USC is going to take a timeout.
First time out of the half. USC, 30 seconds duration.
Well, John, the Wolverines have a week to prepare here for a Washington team that is coming off a win over Rutgers on Friday night. Pretty good team.
It is a good team, and it's a well-coached team. Obviously, we're familiar with Jed Fish out there at Washington. Went out there last year and dropped one to them, and it started a 4 or 5 game stretch there that was a little bit regrettable for Michigan. So they're coming to our house this time, and you've got to find a way to regroup. It's the one thing about Washington, I don't know that they do anything that really threatens you other than the fact that they have a lot of speed. They got speed offensively at receiver. They got a lot of speed on defense.
3rd and 21 for the Wolverines out of the SC timeout. Got to get it across the 35-yard line. Bryce Underwood standing on his own 10. Takes the snap. They go shovel pass to Jordan Marshall underneath to the 20. Tries to get the corner and does to the 25 out to the 30. And he steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Boy, you got a lot of that back. It makes this a 4th and makeable.
Yeah, 4th and 5. Great job by Jordan Marshall. I know that when he originally caught that ball, he had just got a little bit wide. If he was able to get back inside behind one of his offensive linemen, he might have been able to get more at the middle of the field as it was all vacated by the man coverage downfield.
4th and 5 here. Underwood's got 3 split wide left, 1 to the right. Claps his hands, takes the snap. USC brings a blitz. Underwood delivers, incomplete behind Samaj Morgan. And the Wolverines will turn it over on downs with 3:01 to go.
Well, it's not a great position for the offensive line to be in, but when they show those blitzes, you got to take vertical sets and then block the most dangerous. If you have somebody coming in the B gap, there's no point blocking the edge because that B gap guy is going to be there first, and it's most dangerous man, MDM at that point.
USC can run out the clock here and improve to 5-1 on the season. They got a trip to South Bend on deck next week, and then they go to Nebraska. Nebraska won late at Maryland today.
There's certainly a lot of film that this team will be able to look at, and a lot of things that they're going to have to
that won't be happening.
Take a hard look at and fix.
First and 10 for the Michigan 30. Mayava hands it off. It's Jackson up the middle, and he gets stacked up at the 28-yard line. Push backwards. Clock running, 2:50 to go in the ballgame. 31-13 USC on top. Going down to the locker room to speak with Sharon Moore.
Yeah, get a chance to talk to him, ask him there'll be some tough questions that you've got to ask, and he's always done a nice job of answering, all of those questions. And, it's just, you come up short in a game like this, and this was going to be one of those showcase opportunities for this team.
Flags fly as USC snaps the football. I don't think they were set there. They had either a legal shift or just a false start.
False start. All 11 players of the offense were not set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
So
the clock will start on the snap.
Sharon said he spoke this week to Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And he wanted to talk to him about...
Please reset the game clock. 2:19.
How you deal with wins and losses, how you deal with successes and failures. And I guess, he says he likes to talk to guys who know what they're doing. And Saban is one of them he speaks with.
Thank you.
Speaks with Lloyd Carr. And, he gets to apply some of that, I guess, right away. Second down and 14. SC hands it off to Jackson, and he's wrapped up in the backfield by Derek Moore. It's thrown to the ground at the 39-yard line. That's a loss of 4. And I believe Sharon Moore will use a timeout with 2:07 to go.
Well, I mean, it's...
Number 77, helmet came off during the play. Let's go out for one play.
Sharon's only in his second year as a head coach, and he's got an opportunity to talk to, if you're the head coach of Michigan, you call a lot of people, they're going to answer the phone, and hopefully you can use some of that wisdom, like you mentioned, whether it's from Saban, Coach Carr, anybody else that he gets a chance to talk to.
Clock stop with 2:05 to go. With USC looking at a third down and 19 from the Michigan 39-yard line.
Please reset the game clock. 2:13.
Michigan did not use a timeout, apparently.
Thank you.
And USC does not have to snap it before the 2-minute timeout if they so choose. Looking at the Michigan defense, they will snap it. Hand it off to King Miller running left, and Rayshawn Benny takes him down at the 37-yard line. With 1:57 to go, we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This last call is presented by Founders Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, welcome to craft. 31-13, minute 57 to go. This is Michigan football from Learfield.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, exclusive freight partner of Michigan Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the field, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
He's got the speed. He's got room. He's going to score.
No one gets you closer to the game than Sirius XM College Sports Radio.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go.
Deep to center field! Oh, it's gone!
Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Preview the upcoming game brought to you by Meyer. John, we've already talked about Washington a little bit. Noon start next Saturday at the Big House.
Yeah, you know how much I love noon starts.
Me too.
And after a game like this, you don't want to wait any longer than you have to. So we'll get a chance to fire it up against Jed Fish and the group that he's going to bring to Ann Arbor.
Fly back overnight, land around 6 a.m. and it's going to be all day Sunday recovering. Preview the upcoming schedule brought to you by Meyer, presenting sponsor of the 2025 Michigan football season, and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. USC's going to punt here on 4th and 17 with 1:57 to go. Sam Johnson, hey, another punt, his 7th of the year. And this one he'll just boom into the end zone. Leaving little doubt.
Yeah, not going to do much for his numbers, but whatever the coach tells you to do, you go do.
So Michigan will get it at the 20-yard line, and it looks like we're going to see Jaden Davis in at quarterback.
Yeah, there's a couple of times Bryce looked like he got up a little gimpy. So instead of taking more shots right now, they're going to take a look at Jaden Davis.
Down 31-13, 1:52 to go. We'll see the sophomore out of Providence Day High School in North Carolina. Davis takes the snap, back to pass. Delivers. McCulley is dragged to the ground. No flag. Interesting. Just thrown to the ground as that ball was overthrown and out of bounds.
Well, they haven't thrown many flags in Michigan's favor all day, so why start now?
2nd down and 10. 1:48 to go. Wolverines on their own 20. Davis claps his hands, takes the snap. 4-man rush. Steps up, and he's hit, and the ball comes out. The Wolverines pounce on it. It's Evan Link at the 13-yard line with 1:38 to go. Clock running.
John, I say run the ball, John.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what they're trying to prove right now. There's not a lot of 18-point plays in the hopper.
You see the freshman Jamar Browder on the field for the first time. He's lined up to the near side, 3 receivers to the far side. Clock running, 1:08 to go. 3rd and 17. Davis will hand it off to Jordan Marshall, and Marshall will get out to the 15, and that's it before he is stopped up. 50 seconds to go and the clock running. The Wolverines are going to go for it on 4th and 15.
Well, there's certainly a lot of things they got to work on. First of all, they got to find a way to shore up that rush defense on the defensive side of things.
4th and 15. Davis in a shotgun, takes the snap. 4-man rush. Fires down the middle, overthrows his receiver, and it's intercepted. And taking a knee immediately is Bishop Fitzgerald, his 2nd pick of the game. That one thrown right to him. Then with 20 seconds to go, that will do it.
Well, certainly not the result that anybody thought coming out here to Southern California that you would have. But this is a good football team in USC. Lincoln Riley's a terrific coach, and he put together a really good game plan that really kept this Michigan defense on edge and kind of guessing all day long.
USC just has to take a knee. Michigan has 2 timeouts, and I suspect they will not use them. Alba takes a snap from under center, takes the knee, and the sideline's empty. And Sharon runs across to shake the hand of Lincoln Riley, and USC gets a 31-13 victory over the Wolverines, dropping Michigan to 4-2 on the season, and a game against Washington on tap. Post-game coverage to come, including a trip into the locker room to hear from the head coach, Sharon Moore, as well as some members of this Michigan team following this one here at Memorial Stadium in Los Angeles. Post-game coverage to come, which includes scores from around the country, analysis from Jack Miller, Jason Avant, and John headed into the locker room. 31-13 your final. Michigan football from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. Proud partner of the University of Michigan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, Michigan, 48226.
Welcome to the SeatGeek postgame show. SeatGeek, the official ticket marketplace of the Michigan Wolverines. Our coverage is also brought to you by the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Learn how to play it smart when you're gambling. Visit don'tregretthebet.org. And by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Now, here's your host, Brian Bush.
Well, a tough night for the Maize and Blue. Head to Los Angeles, fall to USC 31-13. Rob Joyce anchoring our first segment of postgame. Is coming up on the SeatGeek postgame show. We'll get analysis from John Jansen, Jack Miller. We'll hear from head coach Sharon Moore. Game recap, all the highlights, and Jason Vaught heading into the Michigan locker room has player reaction. But as always, we start with the man who called tonight's action, Doug Carson. Doug's story coming in, the clash of styles, flashy USC, tough Michigan Trojans. Kind of like that Oklahoma game, very much controlled the narrative. Opening drive, touchdown, Michigan playing catch-up, and then USC nearly 500 yards of offense, 6 yards per carry. It was over 7 until those final couple of possessions in garbage time. Impressive showing from the host tonight.
Yeah, we knew their offense would be very good. How much could Michigan limit them? Did a good job early, got off the field a couple times, some big turnovers, holding them to 7 late in the first half. Gave up a touchdown right before the half. And then I think the backbreaker that really started to signal the beginning of the end, the 3rd and 25 handoff for 49 yards. That's just a play you can't afford to let happen, and really disappointing. Chance to get off the field and force a punt. They couldn't do it. And I thought that really started Michigan downhill. They climbed back into it a little bit with the touchdown pass to Andrew Marsh, but the defense just couldn't get stops. Maava is exceptionally good. Mekhi Lemon's an All-American, and they were able to run the ball. That, if you look at probably maybe the most disappointing thing, it would be that USC had so much success on the ground in this game.
Yeah, it wasn't Wayman Jordan who came in the Big Ten's second leading rusher. He had 11 for 39. It was King Miller, 18 carries, 158 yards, and the touchdown, and had that 49-yard backbreaker on 3rd down. That was a 14-7 game at that point. Instead of Michigan getting the ball back down to score, it's 21-7, and USC was in control from there. 4-2 now. Puts a lot of pressure on the rest of the year, obviously, with 2 losses to accomplish the goals they want to accomplish. Starts next week. Pretty good Washington team coming to the Big House.
Yep, they are good. And if you're Michigan, you are still trying to make the playoff. You know you have an opportunity at the end to